See the tornado here. This is the wall cloud itself. That's the rain-free base of the rotating thunderstorm. There is our tornado in progress right now in Erath County. This is north of Hyco. It's east-southeast of the Stephenville area, around 12 miles. It is moving north-northeast at a very fast clip at about 35 to 40 miles an hour. So if you are watching us right now in Erath County, in particular all areas to the east of Stephenville, as far north as Toller, you need to be in your tornado safe shelter. That is what's on the ground now. It is moving north-northeast at roughly 35 to 40 miles an hour. And this is the type of situation where we're going to continue to get information flowing into our National Weather Service chat session from spotters, from emergency management, from local law enforcement. We have that information, again, via our National Weather Service chat session. And as soon as we get it, we'll continue to let you know about what folks out there are seeing as these potentially dangerous storms continue to move off to the north-northeast. Dylan, anything new from the chat session?
So in the past few minutes, the National Weather Service has said that the Erath County tornado appears to have weakened in the latest radar scans. We'll take a look at that, but there is a circulation still present. And Dan, just my professional opinion, there's nothing south of this storm, so there's no reason why this won't cycle back up later on as it continues to move to the north.
Yeah, and we've got a very unstable environment right now. Winds blowing out of the southeast, plenty of moisture in place here. Temperatures are still well into the 70s. And we've got a stalled out frontal boundary. So western and northwestern portions of the area right now are actually in the 50s, while we're a good 20 degrees warmer here. And anytime you've got a low-level boundary like that, that is an area where we get enhanced low-level turning of the winds, what we call low-level wind shear. And that is what that initial tornado fed on, the one that affected Jack County on up into Montague County. And these additional storms that we're going to see develop through the course of the next few hours may also likely take advantage of those low-level winds, especially those low-level turning of the winds. So we've got the rotation here, this product from Doppler radar. Again, red motion is toward, green away from the radar. So what we're indicating here is counterclockwise rotation. There's the small community of Johnsville. This is Highway 67. So we believe the tornado circulation has moved just north of Highway 67 right now, kind of going right up along FM 2481 here. So that is the danger zone. The tornado still may be in progress, although according to the National Weather Service, they think it may have weakened a bit over the last couple of radar scans. That said, we still want you to be in your tornado safe shelter. So again, here's Stephenville, probably about 10 miles off to the west-northwest. So you're not in danger there in Stephenville. The actual tornadic circulation here is drifting now just north of the town of Johnsville, just north of Highway 67, and is going to continue to move at a very fast clip north, probably almost due north now at about 35 miles an hour. So heads up here in Bluffdale. This storm is going to be moving in your direction, moving in the direction of Highway 377, probably in the next, I would say, 10 to 15 minutes. That's how much time it's going to take for this storm, where it's located now, east-southeast of Stephenville, to get up to Highway 377 around the Bluffdale area. In fact, we've got an estimated arrival time there of 9:14. That seems a little bit late. I think it may get there sooner than that. That would mean 30 minutes time. I think it's. I don't think you're going to have that much time for that storm to get up to around the Bluffdale area there. The rotation does seem to have weakened. It does look a little less impressive than it did when we first came on the air about 10 minutes ago. But the tornado warning still remains in effect for eastern portions of Erath County. It does not include Stephenville, but it does include areas to the east of there and as far north as Toller, up in Hood County, and about as far east as Glen Rose, although they have trimmed the tornado warning back just a little bit. So technically, Glen Rose is not in this tornado warning. This storm is expected to continue to move off to the north-northeast. And as Dylan was alluding to, it's very common for these storms. They can produce a tornado. That tornado can weaken. The tornado lifts, the storm recycles, and then produces another tornado. That's what we call cyclic supercells, and that certainly is a possibility with this particular storm. There are other storms that we continue to watch as well. As we expand the view here for you, we can show you that there are other cells here. There's one to the northwest of there that's now moving into southern Palo Pinto County. There are additional storms down around the Comanche County. At this point in time, nothing too concerning with those. These are just producing very heavy rain now across Jack County into Montague County. You know, you folks were under a tornado warning a couple of hours ago. That storm has moved northward into southern Oklahoma, and now our big concern is flooding in these areas. You are under flash flood warnings in Jacksboro up through much of Montague County, including the Bowie area. We've already seen 2 to 3 inches of rainfall, and this is torrential rain that continues to fall here in these areas, and a lot of cloud-to-ground lightning. Just please be mindful, if you had damage from the first storm that moved through there, be careful going out and trying to survey that damage, because these storms are very electrically active right now, and they're producing a tremendous amount of cloud-to-ground lightning. And look at the rainfall. We've actually seen closer to 4 inches of rain already in Nocona, Bowie, down towards the Jacksboro area, back west into the Young County vicinity, especially on the north and west side of Graham right now. So anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of rain. That soil is very waterlogged right now, and so these additional heavy downpours, that's just going to be runoff that will likely lead to some localized flash flooding. Again, we've got that tornado watch. Can we bring the tornado watch up, Dylan, graphically here? It does not include the Metroplex, but it does include Parker County, Hood County, Somerville County, back to the west into Stephenville, Mineral Wells, Bridgeport, Bowie, Gainesville, Sherman, Denton. You are all under a tornado watch until midnight tonight. It does not include Dallas, Tarrant, or Collin counties for now, but that's something that could be reassessed later this evening as these storms continue to move a little farther to the east and northeast. It is a possibility that we could see additional counties put under that tornado watch. But for now here in the Metroplex, it is all quiet. You may see an occasional sprinkle or two, but nothing really more than that. All the heavy-hitting storms are off to our west and or northwest at this hour. Dylan, anything from the chat session about that storm east of Stephenville?
So they're saying that rotation has continued to weaken with the Erath County storm, and the tornado is likely lifted. The circulation will be moving northward into Hood County over the next 30 minutes near the Bluffdale and Toller communities, as you were saying just a few minutes ago on TV. So, at least for right now, as far as where we stand, this cell, it's furthest south of all of those storms, and there's nothing interfering with it to the south. So whether or not they cancel the tornado warning temporarily or they don't, this has a great environment to work with to produce a tornado again as it moves off to the north.
Yeah, we'll continue to stick with it as long as the tornado warning is active and in effect, and it is, at least at this time, for those areas here. Again, it does not include Stephenville. It includes eastern Erath County. It includes southern and southwestern portions of Hood County, not Granbury, and it includes far northwestern portions of Somerville County. So you folks in Glen Rose and Granbury not in this tornado warning itself. But we do believe that this thing, it spun up very quickly. It produced at least a brief tornado, based on the photo that we showed you just a few minutes ago to the southeast of Stephenville. We think now that that tornado has lifted as the rotation with this storm has weakened considerably in the last 5 minutes or so. We're going to continue to track this thing. It's moving a little bit faster than that. Wow. Probably if you'll take that northeast, probably at about a 30-mile or 35-mile-per-hour clip, I think that'll give us a better indication.
Okay.
But yeah, redo that if you would, Dylan. You'll probably have to expand the view here a little bit to enable yourself to draw that storm track farther to the north and northeast from where it is right now. But most of these storms are being steered along by upper-level winds that are blowing from south-southwest to north-northeast. And so the movement on these has been north-northeast at a good clip, 35 to occasionally 40 miles an hour. You saw the times come up there on the screen. Yeah, and this storm definitely has weakened. You can kind of look at it here from statistics, just strictly a radar standpoint right now. It does not look as impressive as it did before, but we're going to keep our eyes on this one as well. A little farther to the northwest. That one is moving up into southeastern Palo Pinto County right now. And keep in mind, again, we've got that stalled out front across the area. On the west side of that front, winds are blowing out of the northwest. On the east and southeast side of it, winds are blowing out of the southeast. And so we get a lot of convergence right along that front itself and a lot of low-level wind shear. And so we still believe that conditions will be favorable as we head through the next few hours to see another potential tornado or two. Dylan, anything new there?
Yeah, so sorry, Courtney was talking to me in my ear, but I just wanted to tell you, Dan, despite the fact that the rotation has weakened, they said that they are going to reissue the tornado warning for Erath and Hood counties here shortly. So it looks like they've gotten rid of it for right now, but they just said in the chat that it will be reissued. So we'll just wait and see what they want to do here.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
There it is. It was just reissued right now. Again, if you're just joining us here on Fox 4, we continue to see a storm that is capable of producing another tornado. We say that because we believe, based on some photographs that we've seen on social media and one that we shared here on the air, that this storm has already produced a brief tornado in southeastern Erath County. The rotation associated with the storm is weakened. We believe that tornado, the initial one, has also lifted, but the National Weather Service thinks that this thing, it may have a good potential of cycling back up again. The rotation getting better organized, and that would potentially lead to another tornado. So that's why they've reissued another tornado warning that goes farther north up into the Lipan area. Granbury now is under this latest tornado warning. Some estimated arrival times: Bluffdale at 8:50, Toller at 8:58, Lipan at 9:12, and Dennis up in southern Parker County at 9:28.
And Dan, I just wanted to just inject here. So we just got a report. A tornado is visible to the southwest on the TxDOT camera located on US 67 and Highway 220. So, just a few minutes ago, tornado was visible. So at least a few minutes ago, this was still producing a tornado.
But let's go ahead, if you would. Let's take this off the screen here, Dylan. Let's bring back the rotation and see if we can make out where that rotation is located right now. It's likely down here to the southwest, so it's south of Highway 67 here. You see this red and green couplet, south of 377, I should say, excuse me there. Highway 67 sits to the south of the storm now, so it's moved north of Highway 67. It's heading in the direction of Bluffdale and Highway 377 here in Erath County. Here's the Erath County line. So on the west side of that, that's Erath County. On the east side, there's Hood County. Down here is Somerville County. Here's our storm. That's the one that we're watching here. It moved right through the Johnsville area, Highway 67. It continues to move almost in a due northerly direction, north-northeast here, still probably moving at about 30 to 35 miles an hour. So it's going to be heading right up towards the Bluffdale area and Highway 377. So if you live anywhere from, let's say, just east of Morgan Mill through Bluffdale, Toller, we want you to be in your tornado safe shelter. In fact, not only there, but even farther to the north as you head up towards Oak Trail Shores. Even Granbury is under a tornado warning here. These storms can be at times very fickle, and they can develop new rotation farther east of where the main circulation is, or even far southeast, and you can see a potential second tornado develop. But right now, the area that we're watching very, very closely here is close to FM 205 and FM 2481. Had a traffic camera, and they said that they may have seen either a funnel cloud or a tornado in progress from that traffic camera here. This is the location again. It's very close to the intersection of 205 and FM 2481. That is pretty near the Chalk Mountain area here. Paluxy sits off just to the northeast of there. Toller's probably about 10 miles or so to the north-northeast of this storm. And Bluffdale's probably, Dylan, if you would, can you track the distance here from roughly where my fingertip is up towards the Bluffdale area? So we're talking 6 to 7 miles as the crow flies. That's how far the storm is now. That potentially could have a tornado in it, and it's moving almost due north towards Bluffdale. Again, what we're looking at here is storm relative motion. So we're peering inside this thunderstorm, looking for rotation. We have certainly found it here. There's the rotation. Here's Stephenville. You're clear here from this storm. You're well west of the tornadic circulation here. It is moving through pretty rural areas now of eastern Erath County, and this is going to be steering up, tracking due north towards Bluffdale here. It's only 6 miles from there, so it's probably only going to take about, at most, 15 minutes to get up towards the Bluffdale area based on the rate of movement here. And that's not accurate there, Dylan. You're going to have to track that at about a 35-mile-per-hour clip so that we get an accurate time for Bluffdale here on there. There's our big view, and you can see Dallas and Tarrant counties are in the clear right now. We're not concerned here in the Metroplex, at least at the present time. All the activity, and this was expected. We did expect the main severe weather threat this evening to be off to our west and northwest, and indeed, that's what we're seeing right now. We've got additional very heavy thunderstorms, torrential downpours going on up in Jack County and into Montague County. There's no tornado threat with those storms, but there is certainly a flooding threat because we've already seen 3 to 4 inches of rain in these locations, and with these heavy rains coming down now, that ground is like a wet sponge. So it's not going to hold any additional moisture. And so the heavy rain that's occurring now, it's all going to be runoff. And so that's why we are concerned, a growing concern about a flood threat there. Here's our tornado warning again. It includes eastern Erath County, a good chunk of now Hood County, and extreme northwestern portions of Somerville County. Dylan, anything from the chat?
Yeah, and I just wanted to add, too, I know Montague County is not included in a tornado warning right now, but Allie just mentioned to me that that storm is producing golf ball-sized hail. We have reports of that up there. So we just wanted to let you know that there's some big hail up in that line as well.
You mean that the northern storms up there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so yeah. That's another big concern. Thank you for pointing that out. That those storms are producing damaging hail right now, up to golf ball sized hail. So, boy, you know, folks up in excuse me, Jack County and Montague County had the tornado that moved through up there. Now they've got not only a flood threat, but the threat of damaging hail. Here's our storm that could potentially be producing a tornado here. We have not had a second confirmed report of that. We are still monitoring our chat session here constantly to see if we have any additional information. Remember, too, now it's dark. And so it's going to be that much more difficult for people to see a potential tornado if it's on the ground. Many times all you can rely on is being backlit by lightning. And of course, we've got our Doppler radar here that continues to show the rotation now, probably about 5 miles or so to the south of Bluffdale. Now, we're not looking at a rotation close to the ground. Remember, our radar is up in southern Tarrant County, so we're probably up a couple thousand feet above ground level here, still showing you that rotation associated with the storm itself as it moves in a due northerly direction. Let's put the radar back up if we can, Dylan.
And I just wanted to say 3,500 feet. Up there.
3,500 feet. Yeah. So it's mid-level rotation that we are able to show you. And certainly this storm is likely also producing some hail as well, where you're seeing these really dark red colors and those purple colors here just to the south of Bluffdale. And I wouldn't be surprised if the radar algorithm is underestimating the hail size here with this particular storm. Let's go ahead farther north if we can, just momentarily. I want to show those storms again. These areas have been hard hit. There's these are sub-severe here on the south side of Mineral Wells into Palo Pinto County. These are producing some very large. In fact, here we've got the severe thunderstorm warning in effect now for Bowie up towards Nakona. Yeah, and you can clearly see that we've got some damaging hail in that storm. Could be up to the size of golf balls here, and we'll have to watch the rotation with this as well too. I don't know if there's a potential here. If they're in the cool air, we would almost need to know what the temperatures are up here in Montague and Nakona and Bowie. I believe they are on the cooler side of the front right now, but we do know two things for certain. We are seeing flooding right now in Montague County, and we're also seeing big hail up to the size of golf balls that will likely cause some damage as these storms continue to move to the northeast.
Yeah, and water coming into homes in Nakoma as well.
Yes. So that flash flood warning will continue for at least another 2 to 3 hours up here in Montague County, where we've already seen a good 3 to 4 inches of rainfall. The ground saturated here by these very heavy rains, and so these additional torrential downpours are likely going to lead to more flooding as these storms continue to train repeatedly over the same areas here. If you can, Dylan, let's put up the radar one more time here to show folks at home that may be just tuning in right now. We continue to track strong to severe thunderstorms off to the west and northwest of the Dallas-Fort Worth area at this hour in time. You can see there are more storms out here in Abilene. This is going to be round 2. Eventually, we're going to see a line of storms develop out to our west, and then that line will move through overnight tonight. So this is kind of 2 rounds here. Here's our first round of scattered strong to severe thunderstorms. That second round will come through overnight tonight. But quite frankly, we're more concerned about this initial round because these are the ones, I think, that are going to have the higher potential, perhaps, of producing a tornado and the higher potential of producing larger hail. Once that next line moves through here, and that likely won't be until overnight tonight, it will likely mainly be a threat of some very strong gusty winds and smaller hail. It's these storms, what we call these discrete storms that are out ahead of the main line itself, tapping into very warm, moist air that we're going to continue to have to keep a very close eye on for the next probably 2 to 3 hours here. We are under a tornado watch from areas just to the north and west of Dallas and Tarrant counties. Here's our tornado watch in effect until midnight. Hood County, Somerville County, Parker County, and points west. Denton County, you are under that tornado watch. Cook County, Grayson County under the tornado watch, and points west through Montague County. That goes until midnight tonight. There's a potential that we could see a few more counties added to this, depending upon how these storms evolve here over the next 1 to 2 hours. We can tell you that things are very quiet in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Collin County, and even Denton County, and I expect it to stay that way probably for the next 1 to 2 hours. We're going to continue to keep a close eye on these storms out to our west and northwest here. In particular, this one here that does have a tornado warning with it. We are still monitoring the chat session here to see if we can get any additional information on this, but so far, we don't believe at the present time that we've got another tornado, but we've got a storm certainly that still has strong, well-established rotation with it, and it could indeed produce another tornado literally at any moment here as it continues to move off to the north-northeast. And that's why these areas continue to be under a tornado warning. The storms farther west, over towards Dublin, Comanche County, these are not exhibiting any strong rotation, so we're not concerned about an immediate threat of a tornado with these storms. That said, we'll continue to closely watch those as well. In fact, any storm that we see develop, especially out here to the east and southeast, those are the ones that we're going to have to pay a high degree of attention to over the next few hours. Dylan, anything from the chat?
Yeah, and Dan, I just wanted to add that the National Weather Service is now watching those two storms to the southwest of the initial tornado warned storm for rotation. They said that rotation is increasing now with those two cells as well. They just issued a severe thunderstorm warning with the Comanche one as it moves up towards Stephenville. So there is some rotation with that one as well. But as you've been saying, Dan, the tornado warned storm is the one that we're closely watching. And actually, they just mentioned that the rotation has increased once again. And I'm also seeing an increase in lightning as well, which is a sign that it's probably starting to intensify, which we kind of expected as it gets closer to that boundary.
Yeah, and heads up if you live up here in Parker County here. This storm is coming your way, and so we want you to be on heightened alert there as well. Even though you're not under any type of warning right now, it is clearly evident to us that this storm is going to hold together as it pushes north up into a Parker County. So the Weatherford area, Dennis, Willow Park, certainly you need to be close to a TV set, hopefully watching us. Hopefully you've got the WAP as well so that you're watching radar very closely. There's some estimated arrival times. Granbury 9:05, Lipan at 9:14, Dennis at 9:30. Weatherford 9:49, your estimated arrival time of that storm itself. That is exhibiting some pretty strong rotation right now. We don't believe that we have a tornado at this moment in time, but we've got a storm that did produce a tornado earlier down in Erath County, and it is fully capable of producing another one as it continues to move off to the north and northeast. So there's our rotation here. It's just to the south-southeast now, it looks like, of Bluffdale. So it appears to me that we could see the rotation developing in a little area, a new area here that's farther east than the original area of rotation. So this is the area that we're going to watch very closely here. There's Bluffdale that sits literally just a couple miles to the north-northwest of the rotation itself. It is moving due north right towards Highway 377. So it's going to be likely passing just east of Bluffdale and just west of Toller here. Again, we don't believe that we've got a confirmed tornado, but we've got a storm that is increasing rapidly with its rotation itself. So literally, we could see another tornado develop here in the next couple of minutes. I want you to expand the view. Let's look at those storms just a little farther off to the west and southwest. Don't see anything in terms of rotation that is as impressive as the rotation up to the northeast of there, but we're going to continue to keep a close eye on those cells as well here. But there's our rotation couplet. Once again, it is just a couple of miles to the south-southeast of Bluffdale. There's the community of Bluffdale right on Highway 377. And yeah, this certainly does look more impressive. With each radar scan that we continue to see here, this is continuing to ramp up a little bit more. And so really need to be on your guard here. We're under a tornado warning now. Toller, all the way up towards the Granbury area, you are all under this tornado warning. In fact, let's expand the view here, Dylan. Just want to show folks at home that tornado warning goes as far north as Lipan, Oak Trail Shores, Granbury as well. In fact, it goes all the way up to the Parker County line. So these communities, if you live anywhere inside that red polygon, you need to be in your tornado safe shelter. Lowest floor available, away from exterior walls or windows, in a bathroom or a closet. Once again, the idea is to put as many walls between you and what could potentially be blowing in the wind outside. And there's where prime location there. In this particular image, it's that closet here located in the interior portion. You've got not only these 4 walls around the closet, but you've got the exterior walls of that neighboring den and bedroom itself. Every home is different. Every floor plan is different. Again, it could be a pantry, or it could be a bedroom closet, or perhaps even, another area, another bathroom that's located in the interior portion of the lowest level of your home. That's where we want you to go to stay safe. And if you got time, cover yourself with blankets, mattresses, pillows, something to provide some extra head protection. Tornado warning continues in effect here once again for far northeastern Erath County. It includes neighboring Hood County as well. We believe this storm is located very close to the community, or at least the rotation with it, very close to Bluffdale. We are likely now seeing Toller and areas right along Highway 377 getting pelted by some very large hail. It could be up to the size of golf balls here, so very large hail likely falling with this storm, and it's heading off to the north at a good clip, probably at about 30 to 35 miles per hour, according to the movement on Doppler radar here. Dylan, anything from the chat?
So the Weather Service is saying that a tornado is likely in progress right now near the Erath-Hood County line.
Okay, let's put that rotation back up on there.
Yeah, again, it's cycled up.
It has definitely cycled up. So there's our rotation couplet here. It is literally just to the southeast of Bluffdale right now. It's only about a mile or so away. We believe that if this tornado is on the ground right now, it is just south of Highway 377, moving north at about 35 miles an hour. So it is going to cross right over Highway 377 here, in all likelihood just to the east of Bluffdale and just to the west of Toller. That said, if you live in either one of those two communities, absolutely, you need to be in your tornado safe shelter at this point in time, as this storm is moving to the north at a very good clip, and you're under that tornado warning as well for areas farther north. This is all likely torrential rain mixed with hail that could be up to the size of golf balls here, extending from Bluffdale eastward through Toller and about as far east as Granbury right now. It's also producing a tremendous amount of cloud-to-ground lightning here, and that's something that we watch closely as well. Oftentimes, before you do see a tornado, you'll see a dramatic increase in cloud-to-ground lightning strikes, and this one certainly has gotten a lot more electrically active here in the last 5 to 10 minutes. Let's expand the view one more time, if you would, Dylan. I want to continue to keep folks at home apprised of what else is going on. We've got storms farther west of there in Erath County and in far northern Comanche County that right now are showing some rotation, but the rotation is not as impressive as the storm off to the east of there. There is a distinct flooding threat that's continuing at this hour in Jack County and Montague County, where we've seen already up to 4 inches of rain. Fortunately, we don't see a tornado threat at this point in time with these storms. That storm that produced the tornado is now up in Oklahoma, where there are additional tornado warnings. Keep this in mind, too. If this is a big travel weekend, if you know folks here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area that are heading northbound on I-35, just keep in mind that as soon as you cross the border here, you have got tornado warnings for Ardmore and points to the west that go right across the interstate here. In fact, that menacing storm here that's rotating is going to be passing right over I-35 and the Ardmore area. So anyone that wants to travel northbound, please stay at home. That is not safe heading north into southern Oklahoma. And likewise, if you know people that are up, let's say in Oklahoma City, Norman area, traveling southbound, they're going to go right through that very dangerous storm.
Nice notch with that storm in Montague County too, Dan.
We're going to continue to watch these very closely. I mean, the environment is still conducive that we could see an additional tornado or two form. Right now, we know that there's hail occurring here on the east side of Montague, just outside of Nocona. Looks like some very large hail, perhaps up to the size of golf balls. I think our computer is underestimating the size of the hail a little bit here based on some of the reports that we're getting. So it wouldn't surprise me if it is up to the size of golf balls here. And that is certainly torrential rain that is just going to aggravate the situation here. And as you said, there may have been reports already of water encroaching into some homes. And so the flash flood warning remains in effect not only for Montague County, but for Jack County as well. Dylan?
And by the way, the Weather Service just got a photo of a tornado near Bluffdale. So a tornado observed, and hopefully we can get this picture up in the chat and in our system shortly. But they just received a tornado picture from near Bluffdale. Okay,
well, that's the area that we've been watching very closely here. Let's go ahead and zoom into that one. We believe we've got a confirmed tornado now near Bluffdale. It's moving likely almost due north here. So it's west of Toller. There's the small community of Bluffdale in far eastern Erath County. So here's the rotation. It is located right along Highway 377, about halfway between Bluffdale and Toller. But as we've been saying, if you live in either one of these two communities, you need to be in your tornado safe shelter. We believe we've got another tornado in progress. So this would be tornado number 2 potentially that this storm has produced. It produced another one farther southeastward down in Erath County, southeast of Stephenville. That tornado, that first tornado weakened, dissipated, and now we believe we've got a new tornado here. The rotation, as we've been showing on radar, has continued to look more and more impressive with each progressive radar scan. And so dangerous situation here as this tornado is crossing right over a very well-traveled road, Highway 377. This is now more than likely in Hood County that we are seeing this tornado circulation, or very close to the Erath Hood County line. It looks like it's on the east side of Bluffdale and west of Toller. Notice this little hook here, and it's right at that hook that we are seeing that tornadic circulation. So much of Hood County here continues to be under a tornado warning from Toller even into Bluffdale here. Technically, you're not in that tornado polygon right now, but I still want you to stay in your tornado safe shelter there. And that tornado warning goes all the way up to the Parker County line. Oak Trail Shores, Granbury, the Brazos Bend area, all under that tornado warning as well. And you folks farther north into Parker County, here is your heads up. This storm has produced now, it looks like 2 tornadoes, and is going to be moving in your direction as well. And we've got no reason to believe that this thing is going to weaken as it moves up to Parker County here over the next 30 to 45 minutes or so. Another one we got to keep a close eye on here is this one south of Mineral Wells. Got a little characteristic little southwestern appendage there, and you know, any one of these storms could develop some rotation, so we'll watch that one closely. But right now, it doesn't look like there is an immediate threat of anything developing with that storm. The storm, though, that's farther to the south and southeast, this one we do believe is currently producing a tornado. It was seen, social media photos out there. A apparent tornado near Bluffdale was spotted. This thing is on the ground right now, and it is moving to the north. Well, do you have the very latest? Once you read that from the chat session, the warning itself, Dylan. Yeah,
and Dan, I just wanted to add to a chaser unaffiliated with us is tracking the tornado. There is a confirmed tornado near Road 377 near Toller. So, you know, some chaser does have a visual on that, but not affiliated with us.
So that's Highway 377. Yeah. So here's the storm that we're talking about that is producing the tornado. It's now moving up into northern Hood County here. If you're watching us now in Granbury, we believe the more dangerous portion of this storm, the tornado itself, is located off to your west.
And Dan?
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do the show open here for our Fox 4 News at 9 o'clock, beginning a little bit late, but we will be back with our continued storm coverage in just a few moments.
Here for you, Fox 4 News starts now.
Hello, everybody. I'm Casey Stiegel. Thank you for being with us tonight. Our breaking weather coverage continues right now. Multiple tornadoes have been reported across western parts of DFW. At this hour, we have not heard of any injuries or fatalities, but we are on top of it. Let's get you right over to Fox 4 Chief Meteorologist Dan Henry. Dan.
Yeah, and Ali Turiano still in here, as well as Dylan Federico. So we've got team coverage of the severe weather at this hour here. I do want to point one thing out before we go into this Hood County storm. According to Ali here, considerable flooding going on up here in Jack County and in Montague County. You folks are under a flash flood warning. You've seen at least 4 inches of rain already with torrential downpours that continue. There's also large hail occurring with these storms here. The only good news I can tell you is that I don't see a tornado threat at this hour with these storms. The tornado threat has shifted farther north into the Ardmore, Oklahoma area, where a rotating storm likely producing a tornado is moving towards Interstate 35. We're safe here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area for now, but we are watching with great concern the storm located now in Hood County. So let's go ahead and we'll zoom into that. We do have a tornado warning in effect. It's outlined by that red polygon here. So anywhere from Toller to Granbury, northward to the Parker County line, you're under a tornado warning. Let's get more specific here. I want to put the rotation on here and show you where we think this tornado is right now. So here's our red and green couplet here. It is located probably at about 3 miles at the most to the west-northwest of the town of Toller right now. That said, too close for comfort. If you live in Toller, we want you to be in your tornado safe shelter. You can see that thing is only 2 miles off to your west right now. This is what's being indicated right now. That's counterclockwise rotation being indicated by Doppler radar. This rotation has gotten increasingly more organized over the last 10 to 15 minutes. Again, this storm has had a history of producing one other tornado farther south in Erath County as it was moving through that vicinity. That's the photo of the first tornado that was produced. Northeast of Hyco, about 12 miles to the east-southeast of Stephenville. Dr. Chris Jackson shared that photo with us. This is probably at about, this occurred around 8:30 this evening or so. You can see the tornado right there, and that's the well-defined wall cloud here. That tornado was on the ground, I think, just briefly, maybe for a few miles. It dissipated, and then the storm itself has cycled back up as it continues to move north, and now we believe it's producing another tornado here just west and northwest of Toller in northern Hood County here. That's why you're under a tornado warning at this point in time. And Dylan, anything you can tell me from the chat session? Any late breaking news here?
Yeah, so Ali just informed me we're working to get it in now, but we have another video of the Toller tornado. So we'll have that for you in just a moment, Dan.
Okay, so that's the one that's in progress right now here.
Yes, sir.
So we want you, once again, even if you live up here in Parker County, you're not under a tornado warning at this point in time, but we fully expect that this storm is going to hold itself together as it moves north into Parker County. So make sure that you have a severe weather safety plan in place right now. Wherever you are, you need to have a safe shelter in mind about where you would go if a tornado warning was issued. And if you're in an area right now, in a location that doesn't have one, you still have time, let's say, if you live up here in the Weatherford area, to move to a more substantial safe shelter. So here's our estimated arrival times for this storm. 9:16 Granbury, 9:35 Dennis, 9:43 Brock, 9:58 Weatherford, the estimated arrival time of this storm. Let's go ahead and zoom in once more. Let's show the rotation with this apparent tornado. We believe we've got a confirmed tornado again occurring in northern Hood County here.
Oh, yeah.
There's our rotation couplet, and certainly just north of Highway 377, probably by about 2 miles right now. There's the town of Toller. Let's bring Toller into view. There's Toller. So it's probably only about 2 miles to the northwest of there, where we've got the tornado in progress right now. It's located just north of Highway 377. Let's put it into motion now, if you would, Dylan. I want to show folks at home a lapse to show them what direction this thing is moving in, at least over the last 10 to 15 minutes. Looks to me like it's northeast right now, based on that. So not due north and not northeast, but northeast. There it crossed over 377 right there, crosses over 377 west of Toller by about 3 miles, and then it's moved now north of Highway 377. So that is our tornado. Dylan, put the radar, I'm going to leave my finger right here. I want you to put the radar back on there. Is this thing wrapped in rain? It could be a little bit, at least. Keep in mind, too, that it's 20 after 9 now, so it's well past sunset. It's extremely dark. You may not be able to see this tornado as it approaches. You may only get a warning from the roar of the tornado itself as it's moving to the northeast. Do they have a speed of movement on that tornado warning statement that was issued? Is it 30 miles an hour? Is it 35? It's more than likely a pretty good clip.
I believe it's 35. Let's see. Allie and I are both looking. 35.
35 miles an hour. So yeah, it's covering about a half mile a minute. So it's going to cover a good. If you would, Dylan, let's do a little wider storm track. I don't like to be. Let's do a little wider storm track here, and take that thing to the north at roughly. It's going to be. You're going to have to go more than that. Okay, let's go to the video.
Let's go to the video.
We've got the video right now. Let's bring that up. This is the video of the apparent tornado here.
This is in Heiko.
Okay, this is from earlier then.
Yep,
So,
same supercell.
okay, the same supercell. We're efforting to get that video. In the meantime, you are looking at a tornado-warned storm here in Hood County. We believe we still have a confirmed tornado on the ground. It's moving to the northeast at 35 miles an hour.
New tornado warning.
Okay,
Dan.
so now that one, this is a different storm now, Dylan. Notice this is based on, I'm betting right on this rotation here south of Mineral Wells that they've based there. Let's go ahead and put the rotation up, bring the rotation up there.
Yes, sir.
Got a new tornado warning now in effect that includes Mineral Wells and all points east towards the Weatherford area. There's our developing tornado right there. There it is. There's our red and green couplet right on Highway 281. See how things are ramping up very, very quickly now with these storms. So there's our tornado. It is located just to the northeast of Brazos, right on Highway 281, south of Mineral Wells, southwest of Millsap. That said, all you folks here from Mineral Wells and the Brazos area eastward are under a tornado warning. This is a separate storm. So again, we were talking about the storm to the south of there threatening folks farther north into Parker County, and now lo and behold, we've got a storm that's wrapped up very, very quickly and is likely producing a tornado. And if the rotation is here, which we believe it is, it's likely wrapped in rain. And that occurs many times in this part of the country. You get these heavy curtains of rain that wrap around the tornado circulation itself, making it almost impossible to see it as it approaches. Let's put this one into motion here, if you would. This one looks like it's moving more east-northeast. Based on how they drew this tornado warning polygon here, let's put that into motion, if you would.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, I think here's two things I think that we're looking at. Number one, This storm is moving northeast, so they are concerned about western and northwestern Parker County. But there's also going to be concern from this storm here that's producing a tornado in northern Hood County that is going to be moving. I'm a little bit baffled as to why they didn't include all of southern Parker County in here.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you this. If you live literally anywhere in Parker County down into Hood County, you're under a tornado warning. Okay? There are two separate storms here. There's one here that's got a confirmed tornado in it. This one's moving north-northeast at 30 to 35 miles an hour. We believe we've got a second developing tornado right on Highway 281, south of Mineral Wells. That one is moving more northeast. And so that's why this new tornado warning was issued for that. In fact, Dylan, why don't you go ahead and read that, the latest tornado warning for we'll call it the Mineral Wells storm, even though it's just south of Mineral Wells. Do you have that up there?
Yeah, and I just wanted to add to, and I noticed this when we went to Velocity a moment ago, but the Hood County tornado signature, it is really ramped up. So there is very strong wind with that. And I, like you said, Dan, I would have to imagine that they will extend that tornado warning into Hood County now. And further north as well. So 2 tornado warnings. Let me just read this out for you here for the Mineral Wells tornado. At 9:20 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 8 miles southwest of Cool, or 8 miles south of Mineral Wells, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. That one is at least radar indicated, but as I was saying a moment ago, the cell to the south that we've been tracking, apparently the rotation is really ramped up with that one.
So let's go ahead and let's show the rotation on this one there. Yeah, it is clearly ramped up. So we have a tornado in progress here. It is located north of Toller and west of Oak Trail Shores. There it is. You notice the very well-defined red and green couplet there. So let's go ahead and get the distance on here to show folks at home about how far to the north of Toller it is right now. I'm going to guess about 4 or 5 miles based on that. Yeah, 4 to 5 miles to the north of Toller. This is our confirmed tornado here in Hood County. The community of Oak Trail Shores sits off here probably about 6 miles or so to the east of there. We want you all here in this portion of Hood County to be in your tornado safe shelter. We believe we've got a confirmed tornado in progress on the ground, and it's almost moving in a due northerly direction. Yeah. So Dennis, you folks up here in Dennis in Parker County, I think you're going to be under the gun here for a potential tornado as well in the next, let's say, 20 minutes or so as this storm continues to move northbound. So that's a really good look at our confirmed tornado here. Let's go a little farther to the northwest, keeping this product on here. And there's what we believe could be another developing tornado here. It's located to the southeast, southeast of Mineral Wells. This one, too, is very close to the Palo Pinto and Parker County line around the community of Bennett. You can see our red and green couplet here. The rotation, not quite as impressive as its counterpart to the south, but keep in mind, this one has ramped up very, very quickly. We went from literally a storm that we were watching to a tornado warning in a matter of just a few minutes. That's how quickly things can change in this type of environment here. So we believe that this tornado circulation is going to continue to move up here to the northeast in the direction of Highway 180. So if you live anywhere from Mineral Wells to Millsap to Bennett, Sturtevant, you need to be in your tornado safe shelter. Developing tornado moving to the northeast. Farther south, confirmed tornado in progress right now. Notice the rotation, much better radar appearance here. We believe that that is indicating, again, a confirmed tornado. It is moving more than likely through some pretty rural areas. So at least there's that saving grace that it's moving through fairly rural areas here in northern Hood County. Go ahead and put that highway, the road there. There you go. Put that one on. There you go. The Lipan Highway there. It's going to be located very close to that. It is moving north at roughly about 30 to 35 miles an hour. So it's not going to take it long to reach the Parker County line. And so we're indicating right now over 100 miles an hour of rotation associated with this storm. Now, keep in mind, we're not showing you rotation right at ground level. This is probably up around 2,500 to 3,000 feet, but we believe that that rotation is at the ground itself. We are seeing a tornado here, and it will continue to move north, heading up into Parker County, probably in the next 10 to 15 minutes here.
And Dan, they will be extending that tornado warning northward finally. There it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's our newest tornado warning now, and this tornado warning now goes from northern Hood County all the way up through the Weatherford area, Willow Park, Annetta. So now we've got more highly populated areas that are going to be potentially in the path of this dangerous storm as it continues to move to the north. So two different storms that we are very, very closely watching right now. One with a confirmed tornado in northern Hood County, and this one here just southwest of Millsap that we think is a developing tornado. Notice that characteristic little hook there indicating the rotation associated with this supercell storm. That's why that you folks up in Mineral Wells and into neighboring northern Parker County are under a tornado warning, is for that area of rotation. Developing tornado. We have not had confirmation of a tornado with that one. This one, though, we do believe has a tornado still associated with it. It's had a history, too. It already produced a tornado a little earlier this evening, probably around an hour ago now, north of Hyco and about 12 miles to the east-southeast of Stephenville in Erath County. That one was on the ground, we think, for at least a few miles, and then it lifted and weakened, and the storm again ramped back up again. It produced a second tornado, and this tornado is getting ready to cross over into southern Parker County.
Yeah, and Dan, I just wanted to add on to what you were saying. The Weather Service is getting more pictures of this tornado that just passed Toller. So they're continuing to get confirmed photos of this. So, at least as of a few minutes ago, and based on radar, there is a confirmed tornado moving northward now into Parker County.
So if you're just joining us here for Fox 4 News at 9 o'clock, we are not under the gun for severe weather in the immediate Dallas-Fort Worth area, but lurking just off to our west and southwest, we've got two very dangerous storms right now. One here in far northern Hood County, northwest of Granbury, that is producing a tornado as we speak. This tornado is going to be moving into Parker County here probably in the next 5 to 10 minutes. That is why a new tornado warning was issued that goes all the way through the Weatherford area and Willow Park. We've got another storm here located literally just southeast of Mineral Wells, where we could have a developing tornado. This one is moving more to the northeast. Let's put the radar into motion, Dylan, to show which direction these storms are moving in here. That Mineral Wells storm is more in a northeasterly direction, whereas the Hood County storm is moving almost due north. But if you live anywhere bounded by these two red polygons here, so that means from Granbury all the way north through Weatherford, Willow Park, back west into Mineral Wells, you are currently under a tornado warning, and you need to be in your tornado safe shelter. That means, again, the lowest floor available, away from exterior walls or windows, in a closet, a bathroom, pantry. Again, every home is different. Every floor plan is different. The idea is you want to put as many walls between you and what's likely blowing in the wind with these two menacing storms that are in progress at this hour. We'll leave these momentarily. I just want to show folks up north that did have the tornado earlier in Jack County and in Montague County. We believe now we've got significant flooding that is occurring, especially up here in Montague County. You're under a flash flood warning here. By this time, we may have seen upwards of 6 inches of rain that's fallen in parts of the area here. Notice some of these red colors, 4, 5, 6 inches of rain, flooding in progress here likely, and that's why we've got the flash flood warning in effect.
Yeah, and Dan, I just wanted to say too, and just alert the newsroom, Assuming this cell that's moving into Parker County from the south holds together, it might be wise to check the text cameras along I-20 as this crosses the interstate. Perhaps we get a visual of the tornado.
Yeah, let's put the radar back up there if you would, Dylan. I also want to give a travel alert to people here. Let's put the conventional radar back on there. A lot of folks may be traveling right now, being that tomorrow's Easter Sunday. Keep in mind, there are dangerous storms lurking out to the west of the Metroplex right now. Likewise, up to the north, I-35 is not a good route to go because there are tornado warnings in effect right now just as you cross the border in Ardmore, Oklahoma. Those are tornado warnings in effect. So dangerous storms from literally Ardmore all the way down into Palo Pinto County, Parker County, and in northern Hood County right now. So we are relatively safe right now in the Metroplex. We've got that tornado watch that continues until midnight tonight. It does include Denton County, Tarrant, and Dallas and Collin County not under that tornado watch. That's in effect until midnight. There it is graphically. Grayson County, Cook County, Denton County, westward through Bowie, and down south through Granbury and Stephenville. That is our tornado watch until midnight. That said, it's not out of the question that we could see a couple or a few additional counties put into that tornado watch depending on how these storms evolve, and we're watching those very closely. So let's go back to the radar one more time here. Let's zoom into this storm in northern Hood County. That's the one that's the most dangerous at this point in time. We believe the tornado is getting very close now to the Parker County line. So if you put the rotation back on there, Dylan, let's zoom in.
This is strengthened too.
Yeah, let's zoom in there, and it's located to the northwest of Oak Trail Shores, just south of the county line. We've got some video to show you here. This was the tornado earlier.
Oh, wow.
This is the first tornado that this storm produced in Erath County. And you can clearly see the rotation associated with that tornado, and some pretty unusual motion there associated with that tornado itself. But Amber Bonnet, our thanks to her for sharing this video. Again, that was the tornado that occurred roughly about an hour ago in Erath County. Now, the same storm that spawned the tornado that you are currently watching right now is producing a second tornado in northern Hood County that is going to travel into southern Parker County in the next few minutes. So we've got one rotation area here. This is to the east-southeast of Mineral Wells, just south of Highway 180 that we're watching now. It's getting very close to Highway 180. What are they saying about this storm here, Dylan? Any confirmation yet with that?
Yeah, so they just said what you said. Tornado appears imminent, if not on the ground, between Mineral Wells and Millsap on the Palo Pinto Parker County line right now. So dangerous situation there with two tornado-warned storms moving into Parker County.
Yeah, and this one is getting ready to cross over Highway 180. There's Mineral Wells that sits off to the west. We don't think that you are under a threat for this tornado in Mineral Wells. It is moving to the north-northeast. If you live in Garner, Millsap, over towards the Sturtevant area, this corridor here along Highway 180, you need to be in your tornado-safe shelter. This thing is moving to the north-northeast. It is now crossing over Highway 180. We believe we've got a tornado now here, and it is just across the Palo Pinto line into extreme western Parker County that we are seeing the tornado itself here. Tornado warning in effect here for these areas. Let's go farther south here as we're going to continue to kind of bounce between these two storms. We do still believe we've got a tornado here. This is extreme northern Hood County, and here's the Parker County line. So this storm is, let's trace to see how far south it is of Dennis right now. Dylan, it's probably about, what, 4 miles at the most to the south of Dillon, 4, 5, 6 miles. So this thing is moving due north. So if you live up here in Dennis, heads up, this storm, we believe it's a confirmed tornado, is heading in your direction. So we put it in motion there. And I don't want to read too much into this.
I think it's some bad data.
So I think we could be getting some bad data here a little bit, but we still believe that we've got a tornado in progress here that is getting ready to cross over the county line. And in addition to that, this is all large hail, could be up to the size of at least ping pong balls, where you're seeing these purple colors here in extreme southern Parker County. So you're getting pelted by very large hail, torrential downpours, and then the tornado is located just literally south of the county line in extreme northern Hood County, moving in the direction of Dennis. That said, we don't want to concentrate too much on just one or two communities. If you live in Brock, if you live in Dennis, Tin Top, up towards Weatherford, all those areas, you need to be in your tornado safe shelter as this storm is moving in your direction. And in addition, we've got another dangerous storm with likely a tornado in progress farther to the northwest on the east side of Mineral Wells right now. So this is the storm that's located very close to the Hood County, Parker County line, moving north, Brock 944, Brock Junction 947, Weatherford 954, Willow Park 959, although in Willow Park, you're kind of on the far northeastern fringe of the tornado warning itself. Another storm, again, that we continue to watch very closely is the one on the east side of Mineral Wells that's prompted the tornado warning. Let's bring the rotation back up on that. This one's also producing some large hail, especially there where you're seeing those purple colors just north of Highway 180.
Yeah, look at that.
Likely at least to the size of ping pong balls, but there's our rotation. It's located north of Millsap and just to the south of Garner. It's basically right on Highway 180. As we speak now, it's getting ready to cross right over Highway 180 here, east of Mineral Wells. We believe we've got a confirmed tornado here that is moving northbound.
Yeah, and Dan, I just wanted to add to you as well, the Weather Service does believe there is a tornado on the ground with that cell.
Talking to my mic as they're refreshing batteries in yours.
Yeah, they believe that there is a tornado on the ground near Cool with that storm.
Okay.
Michael Beard is currently in Millsap, and he's on it, so he'll be.
Let's, if we can, let's bring up that. Can you bring up the Michael Beard's video here, his streaming video?
There you go. I got it.
So there it is right now. So we've got a chaser, Michael Beard, one of our longtime Fox chasers that's trying to get a better look at this storm. If you're just joining us right now, we've got 2 tornado warnings in progress for 2 separate storms. Under the gun right now, the Mineral Wells area, neighboring Parker County, and areas down to the south of there into northern Hood County. So this is what Michael Beard is looking at as he tries to get in a little better position there with one of these dangerous storms. You can see the lightning here. You know, really scary at this time of night when it's well past sunset, it's dark outside. You're not going to see the tornado approaching unless it is backlit by lightning, and then maybe it will illuminate it for you briefly. So you're really going to have to trust us here based on what we're looking at on radar and the reports that we're getting from the National Weather Service chat session. Dylan, I'm going to let you take over just for a few minutes as we swap out some batteries.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and just take a look at the big picture of what's going on right now. So just zooming out a bit, here's where we stand right now. In the DFW Metroplex, at the moment, we are not under any warnings. The worst storms remain to our west and to our north. But as we head into tonight, all of this activity back by Albany will push eastward and impact us overnight as well. We are tracking 2 tornado warned storms in Parker County right now, based on radar data and also just the reports that we're getting in. There are possibly 2 tornadoes on the ground right now in Parker County. So if you live in Parker County, you need to get into your tornado safe space right now. Lowest, most interior room of your home. That would be a hallway, a bathroom, a closet. You want to insulate yourself as much as possible from what's going on outside, from where you are in the house. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to a home after a tornado, and that middle room always, most of the time, does stay up. So we want you to get into your safe place. If you have a helmet, put that on as well. And this dangerous situation is unfolding at least for the next half an hour to an hour or so.
Yeah, I've got a chat here up as well with all of our storm chasers. So if you guys are watching me right now, I'm paying attention to you. Victor Flores is in the path of one of these tornadoes, and he's in the closet right now with his 1-month-old baby. So they are paying attention, and they are taking heed to these warnings. Again, 2 menacing storms at this hour, 2 different menacing storms. We'll go ahead and show you those here. We've got one that is moving into southern Parker County from the south, and we've got a second one that's located just to the northwest of there. So, guys, if you can switch out my monitor here in the chroma key so I can see myself on camera here. Let's go ahead, Allie. There you go. Thank you. Let's zoom into this one here, and we'll bring the rotation up here. I want to show you where the tornado is likely located at this point in time. So there's our red and green couplet. It's literally now right on the Hood County and Parker County line. There's the town of Dennis. Dennis is just north of the tornado itself, maybe by 2 miles or 3 miles. That is FM 1189. Again, that's the Hood County and Parker County line, so we want to get as specific as we can. Here's our tornado. It is literally right on the county line, right on FM 1189, and it's heading due north. Dennis, Brock Junction. You folks need to be in your tornado safe shelter. Tornado is on the ground heading in your direction. Let's zoom up to the north here. We'll show you the second storm.
Yeah, that storm, Dan, sorry to interrupt, that storm, TDS now apparent northeast of Cool, approaching the Garner community in western Parker County. And that, I mean, you could really see
this
that
one.
on
This one you could argue may be more impressive now.
Yeah.
Tornado on the ground here in Garner, just north of Highway 180. We need you to be as well in your tornado safe shelter here. This is a very, very impressive radar signature from our Doppler radar showing the strong counterclockwise rotation associated with this tornado here. It is in progress. Let's expand the view. Well, I'm going to get out of the way here. So just to give you a close-up look here, that is FM 113 and Highway 180. So we are talking literally, it has just crossed over Highway 180. It's east of Mineral Wells, probably by about 5 miles, and it's very close to the small town of Garner. So you folks living in Garner right now are likely experiencing a tornado in progress. If you would, let's go ahead and we'll lapse this. I want to show the direction this thing is moving here. Let's put the rotation product. Let's lapse it now. And it's likely moving in either a due north or northeasterly direction.
I'd say northeast.
So northeast. It is literally riding right up through Garner as we speak. So we believe now it has crossed over Highway 180. Very, very impressive rotation signature associated with this tornado. We believe we've got a tornado in progress solely based on the very, very impressive radar signature that we are showing you right now. There's FM 113 literally riding right along the tornado path itself. Here's Farm to Market 1885, located just to the 2 miles to the northeast of there. That's the next stop here, so to speak. This tornado is going to continue and will likely cross right over Farm to Market 1885. Mineral Wells sits about 5 miles to the west. So this is all happening on the east side of Mineral Wells here in extreme western Parker County, that we've got this tornado heading northbound here. Again, based on the very strong signature that we're seeing on Doppler radar. Let's go down to the south, and we're going to continue to kind of go back and forth between these two particular storms. Be interesting to see what's happening here. I have a feeling that this one may be trying to reorganize. I don't want to assume too much here, though. There still is a tornado warning associated with this storm here. This is the same storm that spawned the tornado down in Erath County around 8:30. That tornado was on the ground for probably at least a few miles. It lifted. And then we had a second tornado develop with this same storm, and it has now moved up into southern Parker County. So the good news that we can tell you that if you live in Hood County, we believe that you're out of the woods here now. That storm has now moved into Parker County. The bad news is for Parker County, you are under a tornado threat from not one, but two different supercells. And one that's impacting southern Parker County, one that's impacting northwestern Parker County.
And Dan, I hate to interrupt you, but we just wanted to let you know that Michael Beard will be in position to get a visual of this tornado as it crosses Interstate 20, right, Allie?
Yes.
Yes.
He's coming from Millsap.
Yeah.
He's literally to the north of it, and he's going to try to make his way around so he can get a shot of it.
Yeah, so Michael Beard should be in position for that in a few moments whenever it crosses the interstate. So just wanted to let you know.
All right, let's briefly expand the view here. There may be more people tuning in here. And we're okay right now farther east into Dallas and Tarrant counties. We are not under any sort of warnings. The reason we're on the air is because we've got dangerous storms just off to our west that are in all likelihood producing two separate tornadoes at this hour. Going to also watch this other storm here north of Stephenville in northern Erath County as it also continues to move northbound. But that's a very impressive hook here associated with the storm here in southern Parker County. Notice all the lightning, too, that's occurring outside of where it's raining. So if you're at home, please stay inside, stay in your safe shelter. Don't wander out because there's not only the potential of a tornado here, but there are a lot of cloud-to-ground lightning strikes that are occurring without any rain falling whatsoever. Very dangerous situation here. This storm is moving northbound, so if it holds together, and we truly think it will, it is eventually going to reach more populated areas as it heads in the direction of Weatherford and Interstate 20. We've got a storm chaser right now that is trying to get out ahead of this storm. He's really going to have to zip along Interstate 20 to get ahead of it here. It's already producing some large hail here on the south side of Weatherford. That's where you're seeing these purple colors here. But we believe the tornado is, let's bring that rotation back up again if you can, Dylan. Try to show people. It looks like to me that it is literally near Dennis or just east of Dennis. We believe the tornado is, let's bring that rotation back up again if you can, Dylan. Try to show people. It looks like to me that it is literally near Dennis or just east of Dennis and just west of Tin Top. If you live either in Dennis or Tin Top, you are in the danger zone right now, so you need to be in your tornado safe shelter and taking all precautions, because we believe that this tornado is in progress. It is moving due north, heading towards Interstate 20 in the general direction of Weatherford here. We've got the other storm farther northwest as well. There it is. Very impressive rotation here, located near Garner and just south of Adel right now. This is extreme northwestern Parker County that we've got a second tornado in progress. Let's expand the view here a little bit if you can, Dylan. I want to show other folks at home some other communities here. So this is northwestern Parker County. We're going to keep a close eye on things here. Southeastern Jack County, southwestern Wise County. You're getting very close to the point where that you could be under a tornado warning as well as this storm continues to move to the northeast. So two different storms that are producing tornadoes right now. One here in northwestern Parker County, another one in southern Parker County. And this one, you can really see the hook on that one very, very well. Dylan, anything from the chat?
Yeah, and I was wondering too, Dan, do you think that this southern storm may cut off the northern storm as it advances northward?
Yes, that is a possibility for sure. But right now we need to assume that both of these tornadoes are in progress here.
Yeah, and by the way, just to reiterate what you were saying, the National Weather Service does agree that at least as of right now, there's still 2 tornadoes ongoing right now in Parker County. So extremely dangerous situation. I would say, though, that the threat of this directly moving into Weatherford is increasing by the minute. Dangerous situation there with this storm. Yeah,
we've got the tornado warning in effect here. Pretty much all of Parker County now is under a tornado warning for these 2 separate storms. The exception being Aledo, down towards Crescent, up towards the Azle area. You folks in these locations not under that tornado warning. But this one here is a very well-established, long-lived supercell that produced the tornado down in Erath County. It is producing a second tornado now, and we've drawn a little estimated arrival time here. Brock Junction at 9:52, Weatherford at 10:05, and Hudson Oaks at 10:12. And you may be asking yourself in Weatherford, well, isn't it already here? We're already getting rain. Well, yes, you're already seeing rain on the northern side of this storm itself. But what we're more concerned about is what's lurking to your southwest. Yes, Dylan?
Yeah, and Dan, I just wanted to let you know from our storm chasers, from Victor Flores, monster wedge just passed us. It's going northeast, following on 1189. So they're saying wedge tornado with this storm approaching Weatherford from our storm chasers.
All right, let's go ahead and let's zoom into that then here and get a close look at the rotation with this storm itself.
Beard needs to be careful too.
So, yeah, he's really going to have to be careful heading eastbound on Interstate 20 here. So I want to zoom into this portion of the storm and put the rotation up if you would. Let's try to see exactly where this thing is right now. And there it is. It's located right now just to the east of Dennis. Zoom in a little bit more if you would, Dylan. And can we put any more? Okay, there's Farm to Market.
There's 1189.
1189. So that's what he just spoke about. This tornado is likely, maybe as the crow flies, just a mile east of Farm to Market, 1189 here in Parker County. Put it into motion here, if you would, Dylan. Yeah, about 2-3 miles maybe. But look at how wide.
Yeah.
Look at how wide the circulation is here.
And this is coming up to Interstate 20.
So this is a big tornado likely on the ground. It is moving northward towards Interstate 20 here.
I mean, I think we should let the Weather Service know about this too, but I would say a tornado emergency maybe for Weatherford based on that information.
Yeah, if you live, especially on the west side of Weatherford, very, very dangerous storm here that is moving in your direction. So if you live anywhere from Weatherford westward towards the small community of Fox, we never like to leave people out. Even in Brock and in Dennis, you certainly need to be in your tornado safe shelter right now. If you live in a mobile home in the Weatherford area, you need to be in your designated safe shelter. A mobile home is never a safe place with a tornado, especially one that we think could be as large as this one here. And you can see just how wide the rotation is with this here. It's a very wide circulation associated with it. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean the tornado is that wide, because we're not showing you here surface or near ground rotation. The radar itself is located in southern Tarrant County, so we're showing you rotation that's probably about 1,500 to 2,000 feet above the surface. But based on our well-trained storm chaser, Victor Flores, he said that he saw this thing, and it was a big tornado moving right along FM 1189. Very dangerous situation here. Confirmed tornado in progress, moving north towards Interstate 20. Let's go ahead for a moment and look to the northwest. We've got a second dangerous storm here that is likely producing a tornado still at this point in time. Notice our rotation couplet here, right along FM 1885 and just east of FM 113. So really close to the communities of Othen and Adel, and my apologies if I'm mispronouncing those. These are very, very small communities. Poolville sits about 5 miles to the northeast of there. Witt sits about 3 to 4 miles to the northwest. So if you live anywhere from Witt to Poolville, down to those small communities of Othen and Adel, we need you to be in your tornado safe shelter. We believe we have another tornado in progress here in northwestern Parker County. Let's also lapse this one. This one is likely going to be moving up close to extreme southwestern Wise County here, possibly even far southeastern Jack County. In fact, we've had a new tornado warning issued now. You folks in Runaway Bay, Paradise are now under a tornado warning in southern Wise County, extreme southeastern Jack County for this tornado that is moving northeastward. Witt 9:57, Poolville at 10:06, Boonsville at 10:15, your estimated arrival time here. Again, there's our tornado couplet here, the rotation couplet, extreme northwestern Parker County. It is moving northeast, and that's why the National Weather Service issued a new tornado warning for extreme southeastern Jack County and southern portions of Wise County. This one looks like it's even more menacing, though, to be quite honest with you. It has got a really strong hook here. Notice large hail is likely falling north of the tornado. That's very close to Interstate 20 now. The hail portion of the storm. The tornado is still down to the southwest. Let's bring that rotation back up, if you would, again, Dylan. There it is. Very, very strong rotation here, evident on Doppler radar. It's in a rural spot. It is between Tin Top and Brock and just to the northeast of Dennis that we're seeing this rotation. Right there where Dylan has drawn that line, it is heading northeastward, so up towards Weatherford here. It will be there in probably about 8-9 minutes from now. So very, very dangerous situation. If you live in the city of Weatherford, anywhere around there, you need to be in your tornado safe shelter. We believe we've got a large tornado in progress right now. It is heading to the north-northeast. Our weather tracker, Victor Flores, said that he indeed did spot this. We are seeing very impressive rotation on radar associated with it. Putting it into motion here, you can see it's just a matter of time before it crosses over Interstate 20. If you know anybody right now that is thinking of traveling, heading westbound on I-20 from Tarrant County, tell them to stop right in their tracks right now. Do not head west on Interstate 20, leaving Tarrant County, heading towards this storm. Real dangerous. In all likelihood, a big tornado in progress here, moving northbound through Parker County. It is east of Brock by about 3 miles. It's heading north towards Interstate 20 and have a sip of water.
Yeah, and I would say too, Dan, just looking at the velocities, if anything, the rotation has really increased and become better defined as this approaches the Weatherford area. So like I said, too, with just our reports from our weather observers or chasers, I would say this definitely qualifies as a tornado emergency for Weatherford. So if you live in the Weatherford area, you need to get into your tornado safe place now. Lowest, most interior room of your home. You need to get as much insulation from what's going outside from where you are in the house. And Dan, I would just say, too, Michael Beard's near Interstate 20. It looks like the rain and hail has subsided, so he might have a visual of this tornado in just a moment near I-20. So I'm looking at his camera as well. But either way, that is some wicked rotation on radar right now.
Yeah, it's a really dangerous situation at any time of the day, but we get really, really concerned past sunset at night when people are going to have a very difficult time spotting an approaching tornado. Now, this one is producing a lot of lightning that's illuminating that night sky, and so it will be possible as that lightning occurs and brightens up the sky that you could see that thing approaching.
Oh,
so look at how quickly this one has spun up here. So now we've got 3 potential tornado producing storms. Let's go into that one quickly. It's located on the west side of Morgan Mill in northern Erath County. Bring the rotation back up if you would here, Dylan. We can see just how. So just west of Morgan Mill right now, another developing tornado here. This is literally, this warning literally just came out. in the last few seconds here. Tornado warning now for Morgan Mill in northern Erath County, and this tornado warning extends farther north from there on up into Palo Pinto County.
Yeah.
Just unbelievable now. Now we've got three potential tornado producing storms in progress. All of these are located west of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Count them. 1, 2, 3. 3 tornado warnings, 3 different tornadoes now occurring. One is up here in northwestern Parker County. That one is heading in the direction of southern Wise County. We've got a big tornado that we think is on the ground right now south of Weatherford, heading north towards Interstate 20. And now a new tornado warning for Erath County near Morgan Mill. Dylan, let's go ahead and take what I think is the most dangerous storm that's heading for the more populated areas. We'll go in between these 3 different storms. Here it is right now. Let's put the rotation back on there.
Oh, my goodness.
And there it is. There's the very strong rotation. Interstate 20 and Weatherford sits just to the... Well, draw a line here, if you would, from Weatherford down into the center of the rotation itself.
You want me to
measure it?
6 miles to the south?
Okay, so about 6 miles. Okay, so that's how far it is now to the southwest of Weatherford. Let's put this into motion now and show folks at home the direction this thing is moving in.
You got it.
It is located just a couple miles south of Interstate 20. It's almost moving due north now. So we believe, based on that the tornado will likely pass perhaps on the west side of Weatherford. Way too close to call. If you live in Weatherford, you need to be in your tornado safe shelter. Lowest floor available, again, away from exterior walls or windows, in a closet, bathroom, sometimes a pantry is your designated safe shelter. Again, if you have time and can grab a mattress or some bicycle helmets for head protection in case you are to lose your roof, by all means do so. But we have a dangerous storm that is lurking now literally just south of Interstate 20. It is moving northbound. Big tornado likely on the ground. It's now about 5 miles to the southwest of Weatherford itself. Let's go to the northwest real quickly here. We've got another storm that has prompted a tornado warning. Well-defined rotation evident with that one up here in far northwestern Parker County. That one may be falling apart a little bit.
And Dan, we just wanted to let you know, too, police just observed a tornado crossing Interstate 20 at mile marker 401.
Michael Beard can confirm. He says it's here.
Michael Beard confirms as well.
Okay. Let's go back to that one now so we know for sure that we've got, he said the same thing to me in the chat. So, yeah, tornado crossing over Interstate 20 at this point in time, just to the southwest of Weatherford itself. Dangerous situation here.
Ali, is that it?
With that confirmed tornado crossing over Interstate 20 here, Parker County. We're, again, hard to see at times, but based on some of the photos that are being shared with us, we believe the tornado, once again, is crossing over the interstate here. So if you live anywhere in the greater Weatherford area, dangerous situation. We hope that you have heeded these warnings and are staying safe in your designated safe shelter. Lowest floor available, away from exterior walls or windows, in a closet, a bathroom, a pantry. Again, every home is different. Every layout is different. If you're in a mobile home park, again, we hope that you're in your designated safe shelter. But again, green areas, the safe space away from these exterior walls. Closet ideally located in the interior portion of the home itself. Let's go back to radar, if you would, here. We've got additional tornado warnings that have been issued here. I want to real briefly go into those. We've got one near Morgan Mill here with a developing tornado. This storm is moving north from far northern Erath County into extreme southeastern Palo Pinto County here. This one, I mean, literally just blew up in a matter of just a few radar scans here. Let's put the rotation back on there, if you would, Dylan. It's now north of Morgan Mill. that we're seeing the rotation that is moving up north into southeastern Palo Pinto County here. Let's go back to the one here near Weatherford here. Take over for just a couple minutes if you would,
Yes.
Dylan. Let me give my voice a rest just for a second.
Yeah, Dan, and it looks like I was just scanning in the group chat with our tornado chasers, but it does look like we have some pictures and videos of the tornado potentially. Allie, you may have gotten a better look at those. Did you see anything definitive in the text chain?
It's really hard to see,
Yeah, it's
Dylan,
tough.
because unless the lightning is illuminating the sky completely,
Yeah.
it's pretty difficult. A lot of these have been rain wrapped.
Yeah.
But we have at least verbal confirmation from sheriff's deputies as well as some of our storm chasers. Let's see, Weatherford Fire also has eyes of the tornado on the ground.
Mile marker
403.
Yeah. So anyway, just to kind of rehash this, we have a confirmed large and dangerous tornado crossing Interstate 20 near mile marker 403. We have multiple reports from our storm chaser, Michael Beard, the police department, and the fire department as well. All right. So, and we do have, do you want to throw on Michael Beard for a second?
Yeah, let's bring his shot up here just to see if we can see anything there. We've got a tornado in progress now, a big tornado crossing over I-20 near Weatherford here. And
they're working on it.
Anytime you get multiple reports from storm chasers, from law enforcement, many different people are saying, yes, we see it, it's in progress. So that lends credence to the fact that it is still on the ground, moving north, crossing over Interstate 20 here. Michael Beard trying to be as careful as he can here. And it's a real dangerous situation when you are trying to chase tornadoes at night. You want to steer clear of the not only the area of rotation, obviously, but these storms often produce some very large hail as well. But he's moving along here in Parker County, trying to give us a visual of the tornado itself. A lot of lightning is being produced by this storm, so occasionally, if we see that sky being lit up by lightning, we may be able to get a glance of the tornado itself. The other thing that can happen sometimes is when you see power flashes. So if the tornado itself hits some power lines or hits some transformers, we could see some evidence of that as well.
And Dan, I just wanted to add to you as well some good news. They have canceled the tornado warning with the northern cell. So it does look like at least this cell cut off the northern tornado warned cell.
Yeah, we believe that this one still is in progress here. It is very close to Weatherford. It is likely passing just on the west side of Weatherford here, crossing over Interstate 20, now heading in the direction of Highway 180. So very dangerous storm here that is producing a tornado. This tornado has already crossed over Interstate 20 and is now bound for Highway 180, likely only a mile or so from crossing over Highway 180, literally just west of downtown Weatherford is where we believe this tornado is going to be moving. So in all likelihood, these are still some pretty populated areas on the western side of Weatherford here. We are going to see this tornado move as it continues its northern course here. And as Dylan just said, the northern storm has dissipated. Well, not completely, but the tornado itself has dissipated. So we're still seeing lots of heavy rain and hail in far northern Parker County, southeastern Jack County, southwestern Wise County, but we believe there's no tornado threat there. Still a tornado threat with this storm here in far northern Erath County, north of Morgan Mill. This one has prompted a tornado warning for southeastern portions of Palo Pinto County. So that one we'll continue to keep an eye on. But what we believe is the most dangerous storm now at this hour continues to be the one located near Weatherford. So let's go ahead and zoom back into that one if you can, Dylan. Again, if you're just joining us right now, Dallas, Tarrant, Collin, Denton counties, there's no severe weather going on right now. All the dangerous storms are located just out to our west, in particular here in the Weatherford area of Parker County, where we've got a confirmed tornado that is moving northbound here, likely to be momentarily crossing over Highway 180. So let's zoom in one more time, if you would, Dylan. Let's put the rotation back on there. Try to pinpoint exactly where this tornado is. And I think we're kind of getting a little bit of bad data here, but I believe that our tornado circulation is in between Interstate 20 and Highway 180, probably about 3 miles to the west of downtown Weatherford, and it is moving north at about 30 miles an hour.
Yeah, and I just circled it, Dan, just to show where the rotation is. Look, passing just to the west of Weatherford, but just looking at those velocities, strong inflow with this as well. So likely some very strong winds in Weatherford regardless as this passes just to the west of town. Last that we heard, large wedge tornado. I will say, I mean, maybe we're getting some bad data.
Beard is telling me now that he believes the tornado has lifted.
We've gotten conflicting reports, though.
Yeah, you need to assume that this tornado is still in progress. It's awful hard to see at this hour of the night here. We want you to still be on high alert in your tornado safe shelter, in particular, all around the Weatherford area. So certainly within a 5-mile radius of Weatherford is where the danger zone is right now. We believe that the storm is currently located just west of Weatherford here and continues to move to the northeast. And even if this tornado,
there's the new warning,
is to lift, it certainly could produce a second tornado. So go ahead and talk about the new warning. Has that been extended now up into southern Wise County?
Yes, sir. So they just extended the tornado warning as expected. This is the latest. As of 10:12 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Weatherford, moving north at 25 miles per hour. So at least as of this warning, they are saying radar indicated. But then again, Dan, this storm has had an extensive history of producing a tornado. And also, just to add on to that, there's nothing to the south of it to cut it off. So there's no reason to believe, even if it has temporarily cycled down, that it won't cycle back up once again. And everybody under this tornado warning needs to take shelter.
Yeah, it's, we believe, and I'm always cautious about this, we believe this tornado may have lifted, but the rotation is still there. And I tell you, I don't want to give anybody the feeling right now that you're safe. We're getting some reports, one from a very reliable chaser, Michael Beard, that said he saw the tornado lift right around Interstate 20. So that's potentially good news. But there still is rotation with this supercell. It's a long-lived supercell. It's been going now since, for over 2 hours with persistent rotation. So there's nothing to say that this thing could not produce another tornado. And that's why the National Weather Service has extended the tornado warning farther north into southern Wise County. So the two most dangerous storms that we're watching right now is the one located near Weatherford and the one located southwest of there that is moving out of Erath County into far southeastern Palo Pinto County. And farther west, we've got additional severe storms. This is going to be round 2 here out to the west. That's likely going to move into North Texas after midnight tonight. That will likely take the form of more of a line of storms, producing gusty winds and perhaps some hail. We still believe, though, that the higher threat of tornadoes is going to occur with this cluster of storms that's going on right now. These storms are riding very close to a stalled out front where winds on the east side are out of the southeast and winds on the west side of that front are out of the northwest. So we're getting a lot of convergence here along that front. We're also seeing a lot of impressive low-level wind shear. And it's that low-level turning of the winds, especially in the lowest 1,000 to 2,000 feet of the atmosphere. That's why these storms have been rotating and producing tornadoes is they're really tapping in to that enhanced low-level wind shear along that stalled out front. So again, we've got 2 tornado warnings that continue. That's the red polygons that you see there. So Morgan Mill, although Morgan Mill, you folks are south of the storm. I can tell you, you're safe there. Southern Palo Pinto County, still under the gun. And certainly the Weatherford area on north into southern Wise County. This is the storm that produced what was described as a large tornado. That tornado was heading northbound. It crossed over Interstate 20, we believe. At that point in time, it may have lifted. That's according to our chaser, Michael Beard. And looking at the rotation here, the rotation appears to not be as impressive as it was, let's say, just 5 minutes or so ago.
And Dan, I don't want to interrupt you, but I'm sorry, but they are saying, though, in the latest scan, so we may see this in the next few minutes, but they do believe that a new circulation is developing due north of downtown Weatherford, and this will move northward towards the Agnes area over the next 20 to 30 minutes. So this is something we'll have to keep an eye on as we move into the next half an hour.
So this is the area that they're talking about. Yes. So what we believe happened is this: the old circulation, as it moved north, the tornado lifted. And so now,
there it is.
So there it is. Notice that circulation dissipating as it moved north of Highway 180. And as oftentimes happens, you get new development there a little farther to the east. So if we go now north of Weatherford, what they're looking at here
that's tightened up now.
Is this area here. It's just a couple miles north of Weatherford.
Yep.
This is where they believe a new tornado is trying to develop here in Parker County. This is the reason that they issued the tornado warning to extend farther north on into Wise County here. So you've circled it right there. So we believe our first tornado, as it crossed over Highway 180, dissipated, lifted, so to speak, roped out, however you want to define that. And our new circulation now is on the north side of Weatherford here. So this is where we may be seeing a new developing tornado on the north side of Weatherford, heading up towards the Agnes area here. This is the Parker County and Wise County line. You folks in southern Wise County are under a tornado warning now. That's where that red box goes all the way up into Boonsville and about as far to the northeast as Briar as well. Poolville and Springtown are also under that tornado warning. So these storms, boy, you really, really have to follow them along minute by minute, radar scan by radar scan, because that's how quickly we can go from something that looks fairly innocuous to a storm that all of a sudden ramps up and is producing a tornado, and vice versa too. But there's our circulation here, the new circulation, we believe, on the north side of Weatherford, with the old circulation just west of there in northern Parker County.
All right, Dan, by the way, Weatherford police confirm that this is on the ground at Rick Williamson and FM 920 moving north.
Okay, can you zoom in and
Yes.
try to find that?
Yes, but I just wanted to let you know the police.
So this should be the second developing tornado now.
All right, here we go.
There we go.
There
okay.
it is.
So FM 920
There it is.
and the Williamson Parkway, is that what you said?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So that's got to be it right there.
Okay, so there's our new tornado here.
Power flashes, too.
Power flashes associated. So we believe on the northwest side of Weatherford right now, we've got a new tornado that has developed, and it is moving to the north. Let's put this into motion, if you would.
Yeah. I'll put up the velocity.
Yeah, put the velocity up. Let's lapse that here, and we'll show the movement of this thing.
Yeah. Due north.
Yeah,
maybe
it's almost due north, northeast.
just a hair. Yeah.
So and literally it's only a mile or two to the northwest of downtown Weatherford that now police are reporting a new tornado, and they gave a location of FM 920 and the Williamson Memorial Highway, I believe. Get that location again if you can. Would you read that again?
Yeah,
Dylan?
they said Rick Williamson.
Yes,
and
that's it.
FM 920.
That's it. We're right on it. So that's the location
That's it
there.
right there.
And it's zipping along. So it crossed over there. So it's likely now just north of there, moving to the northeast. So it's on the north side of Weatherford now that we've got this new tornado that developed. And it's moving north at roughly about 30 miles an hour. That's been the speed of movement with these storms literally all evening long, about 30, 35 miles an hour. So these are covering about a half mile per minute. And so tornado warning not only for the northern Parker County vicinity and Weatherford, but also up here into Boonsville and Cottondale in southern Wise County, because we believe that this tornado-producing storm is going to be moving into southern Wise County. And you can see the times there. Springtown, 10:35. Boonsville, 10:45. Cottondale at 10:50. Yes, Dylan?
And they believe that there could be 2 tornadoes on the ground with this right now. That's what they're saying.
So twin tornadoes potentially here.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I see
Well,
2 maximums, but I'd say the eastern circulation is stronger at this point.
So anybody living in this tornado polygon here, I think, one area is certainly here, but as you said, we think that the more well-developed circulation is located southeast of that one.
Yeah, there it is.
We have to assume, though, that there may be two different tornadoes here, twin tornadoes on the ground with this storm here. If you live anywhere from Poolville to Adel, Agnes, east towards Springtown, northern portions of Weatherford, you are definitely, absolutely in the tornado, we'll call it the danger threat zone here with these 2 separate circulations. We believe they could be 2 different tornadoes on the ground at the same time here. Law enforcement, just about 5 minutes or so ago, did report a tornado crossing over the intersection of 920 and the Rick Williamson Memorial Highway heading northeastward. So that was the intersection there that they saw it, and now it's up here. It's a couple miles to the north of there. Let's go ahead and zoom in one more time, Dylan. I want you to label this right here. Okay, FM 51, so Farm to Market 51. There's FM 920 over there to the west. So it's literally halfway between those 2 roads here in Parker County, and it's heading northbound. This is the new circulation. So we believe we've got this confirmed tornado here on the ground. It's moving north-northeast. There may be a second tornado, a twin tornado, if you will, with this same storm located northwest of there, just on the east side of Adel.
It looks to me like that eastern circulation is taking over.
There's no doubt that the eastern location is the better organized one. But I just want to make folks know that there may be a second tornado in progress as well. So everybody in that tornado warning polygon, which includes Poolville, Agnes, over towards the Springtown area, on up into Boonsville and Cottondale in southern Wise County. But the one that we're more concerned about is this one here. And you can see it moving north-northeast there. It's a very fluid situation with storms like this. They tend to produce tornadoes. These tornadoes are on the ground maybe for a few miles, and then the tornadoes lift, and then the storm regenerates, recycles, if you will, and produces another tornado. There's one that we're continuing to watch as well, southwest of there, in extreme southeastern Palo Pinto County. That one had rotation in it. Go ahead and put the rotation up with that one, Dylan. Let's take a look at that one to see what we can see there. There's still some rotation there on the north side of Lipan right now. Yeah, just south of Interstate 20. There could be a developing tornado there. We've got the tornado warning certainly in effect for that very region. But see
rotation.
there?
Yeah, I think it's got some bad data
there. There may be another tornado here.
Maybe
moving
right
up
281?
Yeah, moving just east of 281.
Getting ready to cross 20 as well.
Getting ready to cross over Interstate 20 here. So, and that's the Palo Pinto and Parker County line.
Yep.
So there's another circulation here, north side of Lipan. There you can clearly see it. It's moving up towards Interstate 20 and it looks like to me that it's just east of Highway 281. So if you're located in this vicinity as well, if you're watching us, make sure you're in your tornado safe area there. Dylan is circling it right there. So we believe we've got potentially another tornado here just east of Highway 281, just south of Interstate 20. It is likely going to cross over Interstate 20 here in the next few minutes.
I'll go ahead and zoom out, Dan.
Yeah, let's zoom out again. Show folks at home that may be just tuning in, we've got nothing going on in the Dallas-Fort Worth area right now. All of these storms, and this was expected. We knew that most of these storms would be to our west and northwest for the evening hours. I think Dallas and Fort Worth, though, you're going to see storms eventually overnight tonight move through that could bring the potential of severe weather. And you can see additional heavy storms that are developing out to our west, west of Graham, down south of the Abilene area, east of San Angelo. Eventually, this is all going to likely consolidate into a big cluster or line of storms that'll move through much of North Texas overnight tonight into very early tomorrow morning. We're not as concerned about the tornado threat with that cluster and that line of storms. It would mainly be wind and hail. These storms ahead of that, they're the ones that have the higher potential of producing a tornado. And that's why a tornado watch continues for Grayson County, Cook County, Denton County, Montague County, Parker County, and points to the west. There's the tornado watch in effect until midnight tonight.
Yeah, I'll give you a little breather, Dan. So let's just look at the big picture. Here's what we're looking at right now. Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, we remain dry for now. The biggest storms remain just to our west and to our northwest, and at least in the short term, the next hour or so, that will likely remain the case. Now, one thing we will have to watch in the coming hours is as this boundary slides further to the southeast into the Metroplex, do we see any rotating storms with that? Because that's where we've seen those rotating storms this evening along that line and with those discrete cells just south of the line as well. So as Dan was saying, tornado watches remain in effect until midnight. We probably will see that get extended, I think, just based on radar. This shows no signs of letting down, at least in the near term. So I would say, too, if you had any plans of traveling north up 35, don't do that tonight. The weather's too dangerous. There's multiple severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings off to the west and off to the north as well. Another thing I want to touch on as well is we have had major flooding up in Montague County. We are getting multiple reports of water rescues ongoing right now in Montague County. People stranded in their homes, in their cars. So if you're dealing with any flooding from Jack up into Montague County, please avoid those flooded roads. And unfortunately, Dan, now we have this tornado-warned cell in Weatherford getting ready to move up into those flooded areas as well. So dangerous situation evolving right now.
Yeah, we've more than likely, Dylan, had a half a foot or more of rain in parts of Cook and Montague counties. You're under flash flood warnings there. It is very dangerous. Keep in mind, flash flooding is the #1 related weather killer in Texas, year in and year out. More than tornadoes, literally more than any other weather element. And at this time of night, traveling on flooded roadways is extremely dangerous because you have absolutely no idea how much water is on that roadway in front of your path there. So as Dylan said, we would suggest you do not travel at all from the Dallas-Fort Worth area out west or up north because these storms are going on still and will be continuing for the next several hours here. Let's zoom into this one here. This is the one that we believe still may be producing a tornado at this hour in northern Parker County. Notice the hook here, large hail. That's being denoted by these very, very dark red colors and purple colors. So this one is certainly putting down some large hail, maybe up to the size of ping pong balls. Here's Springtown to the east. We believe that this tornado is likely occurring west of Springtown in northern Parker County. It is moving north, so it's going to be crossing right towards the small community of Agnes, and then from there, it will likely head on into southern Wise County. And unfortunately, we cannot tell you with 100% certainty at all times if we've got a tornado on the ground due to the darkness, due to the fact that these storms are located in fairly rural areas. There are not a lot of spotters out there for us. And so there are assumptions that we have to make. We're assuming right now that we still have a tornado in progress. This storm has had a history of producing tornadoes for the last now over 2 hours from Erath County on through Parker County. Dylan?
Yeah, and I just wanted to add too, this is likely a few minutes old, but this is actually about 15 minutes old, but we did get a picture of a tornado with a power flash in our National Weather Service chat. So I will try to get these. We'll get Allie to maybe put that in for us in just a moment. But yeah, this was taken at 10:18, so just 15 minutes ago. So we'll get that into the system for you shortly, Dan.
Yeah.
What's this?
Yeah, if you live in northern Parker County now, we've got a very menacing storm that's likely producing a tornado, tremendous amount of cloud-to-ground lightning, very large hail. And this is what we're looking at here. And you notice there are two different areas here. Tommy Alford sharing this. This appears to me like we could be seeing one tornado here. This looks like a separate wall cloud where there may be a secondary rotation. Again, this is what we've been saying as we've been tracking these storms along. At times, we believe that we may have had twin tornadoes occurring with the same storm. And this may be photographic evidence of it. One here, and then a second one that may be located to the west of there. We certainly have a lowering there. There is certainly a wall cloud. Whether or not there was another tornado, we're not exactly sure. But our thanks, in fact, anybody that does have some photos that they can share with us, provided you're in a safe place to take them, we would love to see those. Here's the other storm that continues to move north here. Large hail falling just east of Brazos right now, south of Mineral Wells. Not sure if they're going to continue this tornado warning, but it's the storm itself is about ready to move out of the tornado warning polygon. My feeling is that they probably would have reissued it already by now.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead up here to the north again. This by far is the most dangerous storm in northern Parker County. Still have rotation. Let's put the rotation back on there here. We can clearly see the hail core here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely still some rotation there. This would be west of Springtown. Let's do a distance here, if you would, Dylan. How far is this? How far is this to the west of Springtown?
I'll pull that up.
It's the nearest big. So it's about 6-7 miles.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and label this. I believe is this 281 here?
I believe so. And yeah, we just wanted to let you know as well that there were two pictures in the chat of the tornado near Weatherford with power flashes, and we're working to get those in there for you as well, Dan.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Okay, there's the small town of Agnes. Go ahead and label that if you would, Dylan.
Do you want us to get that up?
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
Oh, you do have a picture of it?
We have a chaser in Springtown. Let's see if we can get that full for you, Dan. Guys in the back.
Scan one. Right
So
yes, scan one.
So here's our rotation. It's located just okay.
There you go. That's
All right.
Aaron Essman. He is in Springtown, approaching
that rotation.
So he's heading westbound. Okay, so he's all right. He is heading in the direction of what we believe could be a tornado still in progress. Notice the lightning, the frequent lightning strikes there. He's certainly heading in the right direction.
Thank you.
We believe that the tornado is located close to the small community of Agnes in northern Parker County. So this is well north of Weatherford. This is, though, the same storm that prompted the tornado warning for Weatherford, listed a little bit earlier this evening. Is just breaking up a little bit there. Okay, notice law enforcement there heading past him. So
A lot of people on the roads,
yeah,
too.
Yeah, they had their flashing lights on, and they were heading out ahead of him.
There's a lot of people on the roads, too.
So, yeah. So this is Aaron Essman, you said. He was in Springtown in Parker County, heading west. He is heading in the direction of what we believe could be that tornado. Now,
Yeah.
let's go back to the radar here. We'll keep in mind Aaron's shot in case you see something.
This is cycling back up.
So here's Springtown. So he's traveling westbound here in the direction of the storm. So we believe that the tornado circulation is south of the community of Agnes here in northern Parker County. Go ahead and label this road, if you would, Dylan.
Yes, sir. I believe it's 281.
I believe it is, but I want folks at home to see that. So
I don't know why it's
you
not
have to
coming
use
up.
the manual label
Yeah.
for that if you can.
Let's see. 199?
It's 199.
Yeah,
So it's
199.
good that you did that.
Yeah.
So that's 199. So we believe that this tornado is going to be moving over Highway 199 in far northern Parker County here, very close to the community of Agnes. We've got a chaser on the ground, as we just showed you his shot. He's heading westbound on 199. You got to be careful, though, this time of the night. But there it is. He's heading westbound on 199, heading towards Agnes in northern Parker County. Hard for us to see. Obviously,
Yeah.
we're seeing a lot of lightning out there, but we're not seeing any tornado at this point in time. Now, he still could be 4 or 5 miles away, in which case he's still going to be too far.
I'll keep an eye on
to
it.
see. We'll keep an eye on that. Let's go back to the radar here. We've got the tornado warning that still continues, and it's not only in effect for northern Parker County here, but it's in effect for southern Wise County as well. Poolsville into Cottondale, you are under that tornado warning. So there's the regular reflectivity that we show you 98% of the time. These purple colors here are large hail, which is probably at least ping pong sized hail, if not golf ball sized hail. Tremendous amount of lightning is occurring, so that may actually help us get a visual on this thing as Aaron gets a little bit closer as he's heading towards it. But this tornado is moving north-northeast on up into Wise County. So 1041 at Agnes is literally in the next minute or two. Cottondale at 1054. And if it holds together, Bridgeport at 1106. Now, Bridgeport, you're not in a tornado warning right now, but we advise anybody living in the Bridgeport area to be thinking about that. Where would you go to be in your tornado safe shelter? If you live in a mobile home up around the Bridgeport area, you should seriously consider being in your designated shelter right now, because this storm, in all likelihood, is going to hold together as it heads into Wise County, heading farther north from there. Large hail falling farther southwest. Did they reissue a tornado warning with this, Dylan?
Yes, sir. They reissued the tornado warning, and additionally, they believe that a tornado also crossed Interstate 20 in southwest Parker County, southeast of Bennett. So they believe that this also has a tornado on the ground with it. Nothing confirmed, but I guess what they're seeing on radar, they believe that there is a tornado with this, and also tennis ball-sized hail with this.
Yeah, you can clearly see the hail core right near Millsap, up to tennis ball-sized hail there. Let's zoom into that one here.
Look at the black.
Yeah, now you get anytime
reflectivity.
you get those black colors, now it's larger than golf ball, in all likelihood tennis ball-sized hail. So damaging hail falling now around the Millsap area. Let's put the rotation back up here, if you would, Dylan. We were tracking that just a little while ago. So our rotation looks like, and sometimes it's easier if you lapse that. We can follow it a little bit better rather than just looking at one radar image.
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
see
there
you
it
there.
is.
Okay, see, here's our circulation. It just crossed over Interstate 20. It's located south of Millsap. We believe we've got another tornado here moving northward. This tornado is moving basically right towards Millsap right now. It just crossed over Interstate 20. So Millsap, you're getting hammered right now by large hail, and that large hail is preceding what we believe is the tornado itself. So
I'm
there
just
it
looking
is,
at the other chaser.
moving northbound here. This is in extreme southwestern Parker County. Mineral Wells off there to the northwest. We believe the tornado is moving, has just crossed over Interstate 20 and is moving towards Millsap. So if you live here, please be in your tornado safe shelter. And there are many communities now that have been under the gun, under a tornado threat multiple times already this evening from several different storms. And we are right now at this hour tracking two dangerous ones. One here in northern Parker County that also the hail core and the heavy rain with this supercell is impacting a lot of Wise County. And then we've got this one down near the Millsap area. So two different storms, two different potential tornadoes on the ground at this point in time. We'll get back to Millsap in just a second.
Let me, Dan, let me switch over. I think we might have some power flashes on our chaser camera. Let me just switch over to that for a moment.
All right.
It looks a lot more, watch by the bottom of the road. I mean, that looks to me.
It's a lot of lightning with it for sure. So, you know, I believe Aaron is still in 199 here, heading toward that. So he's getting closer.
Yeah, he's
only a few miles away from it. Yeah, that.
I thought I saw some green flashes.
You may have. You may have. So we'll.
All right, I'll switch back.
All right, let's get back to the radar here. Okay. So the storm that we were showing there, so that was Aaron Esman on 199 heading westbound into the teeth of this storm here. That's the one that's producing the tornado in far northern Parker County. We believe this tornado, if it's still on the ground, it'll be moving shortly into southern Wise County. So that's why you folks in southern Wise are also under that tornado warning. Cottondale, Boonesville, Lucky Ridge, there's Agnes. We believe the tornado circulation itself is located very close to Agnes. Let's put that back up if you would. There's the large hail. That's probably ping pong size at least there.
With the velocity?
Yeah, the velocity if you would.
Oh yeah, this is getting ready to cross 199 now.
Yeah, it's very close to Highway 199, and then it'll be crossing over the county line.
I'm just monitoring the camera as well.
Into southern Wise County. Okay.
He might have power flashes, Dan.
Okay. Well, let's momentarily let's go over that other storm if we can, just for a couple minutes. Southwest of there, down towards Millsap. Okay, there it is. Yeah. So, and if you would again, Dylan, let's put this one into motion here. Yeah, we get some bad data. You know, not every frame that we get is perfect, but we still believe that we have a potential tornado circulation here that's almost moving due north up towards Millsap. We did get reports, I believe they were verified reports of an apparent tornado crossing over Interstate 20. Now it's north of 20 and it's heading towards Highway 180. So this one is going to pass on the east side of Mineral Wells, east of Highway 281. It's just on the northwest side of Brock Junction now, heading very close to Millsap. Millsap has been getting just pounded by very large hail. In addition, we thought up to tennis ball sized hail. So damaging hail, heavy torrential rain. There's the hail core now. It has moved north of there, right on Highway 180. But that could be, we could be getting a little debris ball there.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, Dan.
That potentially could be a little debris ball.
Let me go back.
That the radar may be showing debris from this tornado, be it 2x4s, tree branches, metal siding.
Yeah, maybe so.
Could potentially be something there. So that could be a sign of some debris from the tornado itself that got lofted into the air. But we believe now that the tornado circulation is moving northbound, heading up towards, put the velocity on one more time if you would.
That's where it would be.
Yeah, definitely. So it's very close to Millsap right now, heading in a northerly direction, heading up towards Highway 180.
And it looks like it's pretty much paralleling. I'm trying to find out what this road is.
FM 113.
FM 113.
Yeah, FM 113.
Getting ready to cross
it's literally
180.
right along FM 113, heading towards Highway 180 right now. Let's expand the view here, if you would, Dylan. Let's expand it. Okay, so we're talking about areas west of Weatherford, over towards Millsap on the east side of Mineral Wells. We've got what we believe is still a tornado in progress. It's going to cross over Highway 180, and once it does, it'll be heading up towards the community of Garner. Yeah. So this area here from Garner down to Millsap, if you live anywhere around there, please be in your tornado-safe shelter, be it a lowest level bathroom or a closet or a pantry. Again, the idea is to put as many walls between you and what is likely blowing in the wind outside as possible. This thing, again, you're not going to be able to see this thing approaching, being how far past sunset we are now. It's dark. There's a lot of lightning going on, so the thunder is creating a lot of noise. The rain is creating a tremendous amount of noise. The large hail. So you're literally not going to get any warning as this thing continues to move northbound. Let's go ahead and we'll zoom into this one again, if you would, Dylan. It looks like to me that it's right near the Parker and Wise County line. So
they
if you
already moved to Cottondale.
Yeah, if you can put the rotation back on there one more time, we'll likely have to put that into motion to make some sense of where this is, get an idea of it.
Yeah,
looks,
Cottondale?
Yeah, boy, it looks like that circulation was approaching the Agnes area. Not sure if it's still in progress or not. We want you still to assume that we may have a tornado in progress here near the Parker and Wise County line.
Check the chat.
In particular, from Agnes up towards the Cottondale area, that is the area right now that if this tornado is still in progress, it would likely be on the ground. It's moving in a north-northeasterly direction here at roughly about 30 miles an hour. So, you know, the rotation was a little bit better organized before. It could be, again, this could be a sign that the storm is cycling again. But we are not going to, by any stretch of the imagination, give anybody a clear, safe sounding right now. If you live anywhere here in southern Wise County, northern Parker County, you are still under the gun for that potential tornado that continues to move north. So there's the two storms we're tracking. Still look to the east. There's nothing going on right now in Dallas and Tarrant and Collin counties, Denton County. We're safe right now. We're going to get our turn here in the Metroplex later tonight as a line of storms likely pushes in from the west. That line, though, in all likelihood, will not be as fierce as these storms were. I think that the main threat with that line, or the cluster that we see, will be some gusty winds and smaller hail. That said, there still could be the potential, a lower end potential of tornadoes with a line that moves through. But anytime you see these individual rotating supercells, those are the storms that have a much higher probability of producing tornadoes and the higher end large hail. That's a nasty storm there too. You can see it bowing out to the southwest of Graham. So this thing is also producing some very strong winds where the line is bowing out there in southern Young County south of Graham. So easily 60-mile-an-hour winds there, maybe up to 70. Dylan?
Yeah, and I just wanted to add too, Dan, I'm surprised that the Weather Service has not extended this tornado warning further to the north into Wise County. I mean, this is getting almost out of the polygon right now, and I just wanted to add too, I think Allie's working on getting it in, but we got another great picture of the tornado as it passed near Weatherford. Obviously, lightning helped illuminate it, but pretty big tornado as this passed just to the west of Weatherford a little while ago, and now this is moving up into Wise County. So we're working on getting that in, and we'll have that for you momentarily.
Yeah, you know, the good thing will be too, with time, you know, over the next couple of hours, as all these storms merge together, then you go from more of, right now, a tornado threat, you transition more to a wind and hail threat with a line of storms. And so we are going to see that happen. It's going to happen gradually, though, over the next 2 to 3 hours. But for now, we still have these distinct discrete supercells here, rotating thunderstorms that have well-organized rotation in them that are fully capable of producing additional tornadoes. Right now, the National Weather Service, as you said, Dylan, has not extended that tornado warning farther north into Wise County, but we are still going to watch that very closely. You're still under a tornado warning here in southern portions of Wise County, including the Cottondale area in particular. We've got another storm here that we're going to continue to watch very closely on the east side of Mineral Wells. Let's go back to that one if you would, Dylan. Put the rotation back up with that one. It's now north of Millsap. So Millsap, we believe if there was a tornado on the ground that passed through there, we know you got hit by some very large hail, but you notice here's the rotation here now, kind of straddling Highway 180, just south of Garner and just north of Millsap. So the rotation pushing in that direction here. We do not know if we still have a tornado in progress or not. We are continuing to literally keep an eye on the chat at all times. We've got chasers out there as well. But right now, we want you to assume that we still have a tornado in progress here. Dylan is circling the area, extending on the north side of Millsap through Garner. That is, if there is a tornado on the ground, that is where it would be at this hour. And I'm going to grab my phone here and just make sure that I'm not missing anything from our storm chaser chat as well.
Is there anything new on your end, Allie?
At this point, everything Dan's saying is the National Weather Service agrees with.
Yeah.
Straight line winds are really going to start coming in from the west here in Graham.
Yeah.
All right, so this tornado warning will still continue here. The tornado warning extends all the way up through Parker County. I didn't see anything, by the way, anything from my particular chat that I'm involved in with our storm chasers here. This one here, it's getting really messy, though.
Yeah.
It's really hard to see this rotation right now.
Still good signature.
There's still a fairly good signature, as you said here. But as of right now, the National Weather Service has not extended that tornado warning any farther to the northeast. So it's just confined solely here to southern Wise County. We do, however, have that tornado warning that continues for the southern storm here. It's east of Mineral Wells. The circulation itself is just north of Highway 180. You can clearly see the large hail, the hail core there with those purple colors. That's likely golf ball sized hail that's coming down now with that storm.
And Dan.
Yes.
And by the way, I just wanted to add to what you were saying. The Weather Service seems to think that these will eventually wane a bit as they merge with that front. But there's nothing south of these, and the winds are still out of the southeast right now at DFW. So there's still plenty of backing winds for these storms to work with.
Yeah, and keep in mind, too, that the tornado watch is in effect for at least another hour until midnight tonight. And even when that line does roll through later on tonight, that doesn't mean that we couldn't see another spin-up tornado or two. I think the tornado potential will go down, but it certainly won't be zero. We could still see a spin-up tornado or two, but we will be transitioning more from a tornado threat and very, very large hail threat that we see with these individual storms to more of a wind and smaller hail threat and then an even lower tornado potential. That will be overnight tonight as we see what's more than likely going to take shape of a line or a couple of large clusters of storms that moves through.
This thing's hooked up.
Yeah, it is. And let's go ahead and zoom back into that one there again and take a look at the rotation with that one. It's north of Highway 180 here in northwestern Parker County that we still, there it is. There's the rotation here again. It is literally located right along Highway 180 and just south of the Garner vicinity here. So anywhere around Garner, we may be seeing either a tornado in progress or a developing tornado here. And this thing, put it into motion if you would,
I'd say
it's almost moving due north.
Bad data.
Okay, getting some bad data there. Is that why? Okay.
Let's try to Let's see.
That's all right. Well, we know that circulation is located in northwestern Parker County. So if you live anywhere near Garner and on the north side of Millsap, please be in your tornado safe shelter as well. There's Highway 180 that runs east-west and FM 113 running north-south. So it's just north of that intersection where we're seeing the circulation itself. Now, whether or not we've got a tornado in progress, we can't confirm that 100% right now. We're continuing, obviously, to monitor our chat session, though, as we head through the course of this evening.
Sorry, Dan. It's just one bad frame.
That's okay. Let's put the traditional radar back up on there, if you would. So you can see that hook there. It's a pretty impressive hook there. So we very well could have a tornado here in progress around Garner, and it's moving northeast.
I'll put it in motion.
Through northwestern Parker County here. So please still be in your tornado safe shelter anywhere from Witt through Adele, Poolville, Agnes, those communities. You're going to be safe here in Weatherford from this one. This one is passing off to your northwest. It's areas in northwestern Parker County, though, that we are really, and it looks like to me that they have now issued a severe thunderstorm warning.
So, yeah,
and not a tornado warning for Wise County. So they believe, the National Weather Service, looking at the rotation there, it has, at least as of right now, it has sufficiently weakened that the tornado threat has diminished a little bit. Well, we're going to continue to keep a very close eye on this thing, though, near Paradise, heading north in the general direction of Decatur, because it's fully possible that we could see this rotation strengthen again as it moves to the northeast.
Plenty of wind with it.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of wind that is blowing here. So we're likely seeing in excess of 60-mile-an-hour straight-line winds that are blowing in the direction here from Cottondale up towards the Paradise area. So very well, that storm could be causing some wind damage.
Tornado on the ground, Dan.
Okay. Give me the very latest. Why don't you go ahead and read that?
So let's see. Tornado and likely tornado northeast of Cool. Unfortunately, Allie, where did you get the tornado on the ground report?
Parker County IT has eyes on tornado on the ground north of Cool in a field.
Okay.
Just north of Mineral Wells Highway. It's starting to pull back up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
there it is.
This is the storm they're talking about here.
This is moving to
So, you know, they saw it cross over Highway 180. There may have been a touchdown there, and it may be lifting. We're getting a little bit of bad radar data, but this is certainly the storm that we're talking about here. Likely had a tornado that crossed over 180 briefly. It may have lifted, and it continues to move to the northeast here. This is going to be really, really hard, you know, for people this hour of the night to be able to get a firm visual on it. The only way you're really going to be able to tell is when we get these lightning strikes that illuminate the sky. That'll in all likelihood. But they said they saw the tornado cross a field here as it moved over Highway 180. So we're going to go with their word there, and this thing
it's cycled up.
Yeah, it's cycling back up again. So there still could be a tornado in progress. It is moving towards FM 1885 right now. So it's really, really close to the intersection of 113 and 1885.
Yeah, I'd say it's paralleling it.
Just on the east side of Garner right now is where we believe we may have a tornado still in progress at this hour, moving almost due north.
Yeah.
Moving almost due north. And this is a very rural area here.
It's like they extended that warning.
And you can see it's where we are some distance east of Mineral Wells, and we're definitely well northwest of Weatherford right now. But that's what we believe is our tornado that continues to move to the northeast. Let's expand the view here for briefly, Dylan, just to kind of reset just a little bit. Let's go ahead and talk briefly about these storms farther north, because I believe we've got a serious flood situation still at this hour from Jack County, and especially into Montague County, where it's literally been raining now heavily for hours on end.
More.
So dangerous situation here with flooding now in Montague County, and we're likely going to see that flood threat now expand eastward into Cook County with these torrential downpours. And we've got a storm here that's bowing out near Graham. So this one here is likely producing winds at least 60 miles an hour. That's what's causing the line to bow out there in Young County.
And Dan, by the way, they are going to reissue a tornado warning for the northern cell in Wise County. They said the circulation is increasing again, so we will have a new tornado warning. Probably a tornado moving into Decatur momentarily. So I just wanted to let you know.
Okay, let's go ahead. Let's go back to that one then, and we'll bring the rotation there.
It's cycled back up.
It looks like it's just south of Paradise right now.
Yeah.
But we'll be able to tell a little bit better as we bring that rotation product. It's certainly producing a tremendous amount of heavy rain and likely some hail as well. It's a little hard to tell here, but maybe if you put it into motion.
Yeah, there's a new warning.
Go ahead and put it into motion. They're right here close to Paradise. There it is.
Moving into Paradise now.
Yeah, it's moving into Paradise right now. So this is either a developing tornado or potentially a tornado already back on the ground, located near Paradise.
Probably rain wrapped.
And it's in all likelihood going to be wrapped in very, very heavy rain. And it's moving to, that was kind of northeast once again. It's going to be a very, very close call for Decatur here. So it's going to pass likely east of Bridgeport, but it's going to be very, very close to Decatur as it continues to move to the northeast. So we want you in your tornado safe shelter anywhere from Decatur down towards Paradise, and even as far northwest as Bridgeport. We don't want to completely rule you out. Lower end threat there. We think that tornado is going to bypass you to the east, but we still want you to take heed of this warning. And notice the rotation ramping up. We're calculating over 100 miles an hour of rotation with this storm now in Wise County.
Okay.
And that's how quickly these storms can ramp back up. Literally, just in a few minutes, we saw that thing rev up from something that wasn't a tornado threat to now we think there is at least a developing tornado, if not a tornado on the ground. Here's our another one here. This is the one that we've been kind of going back and forth with here. It's very close to the community of Adele. Probably better if we say names to FM 113.
Yep, FM 113.
1885. There it is. There's our rotation couplet right there. Othen, I believe, is how you pronounce that small community. My apologies if the pronunciation is bad. There's a very small community there, Othen, in that part of Parker County. And this thing is moving to the northeast as well. So it's going to be crossing over 1885.
Yeah, I'll put it into motion for you, Dan.
Okay.
Yeah, Ali said likely tornado signature with that as well.
And you can clearly see it there.
Yeah, that's tight.
It's tightening up as it moves off to the northeast.
Get in your safe place, Adele.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's expand the view one more time. Let's go back up to the northeast, to the storm we just left here. We'll go back and forth between these. This one is located near Paradise, and it is moving in the direction of Highway 380 here in Wise County. This one is likely they reissued the tornado warning. So the tornado warning goes all the way up through Decatur, and it goes farther north than there. If you'll just pan up just a little bit farther north, it literally goes all the way up through the Albert area and the rest of Wise County.
It's got some good rotation, Dan.
It does have very good rotation in it, and it is moving to the northeast at a good clip. So Decatur roughly around 11:15, about 10 minutes from now, and Albert at 11:23.
Yeah.
But there's the rotation located near Paradise, and it's moving to the northeast. It'll cross over 380 here, probably in another, maybe 10 minutes or so, if that.
Yeah, it's got some wind regardless.
Yeah, and it's generating a lot of straight line wind. That's the thing too with these. Even if they don't produce a tornado, there's some very, very strong straight line winds that we are picking up now in excess of 60 miles an hour. So you're going to see this swath of wind blow across Highway 380 as well as this storm continues to move northbound. And in addition to that, there could be a tornado in progress here or a developing tornado. Hard for us to tell at this moment in time. We've got our eyes and ears on as many different channels as we can tune into, be it the National Weather Service chat session, my group chat with our storm chasers, social media. Allie has stayed around here. She's helping us and trying to get some additional information regarding that. But right now, I don't see anything new from, let's see. Yeah.
And I will say too, I mean, with this second line coming in from the west end, I mean, there's significant wind with that. These will be moving through areas with a lot of flooding. So I would say trees are more likely to fall with those strong straight line winds, and also that this is going to really exacerbate the flooding problems as well in these areas. Another very heavy round of rain coming in. So we've got flooding, we've got damaging winds. Tornadoes. Our northwestern zones have been really hit hard tonight.
Yeah, that tornado warning. So we got two different tornado warnings right now. We've got one for northern Parker County. We've got one for Wise County. Two different supercells that have very well organized rotation. So there's either tornadoes in progress right now or there are developing tornadoes. So that's why we've got these two different warnings. What's much easier for us to point out is the very large hail that we're showing up here in these purple colors in far northern Parker County. That certainly could be up to golf ball sized hail there. And we've likely also got hail falling here up around the Bridgeport area on Highway 380 with this menacing supercell. That one's got a tornado warning as well. Looking a little farther to the west, if you would, Allie, want to point out that we've got this cluster of storms that is producing some high winds that are blowing through the Graham area now and moving into western Jack County. So areas west of Jacksboro here in the next 5, 10, 15 minutes are going to be subject to winds in excess of 60 miles an hour as this cluster of severe storms continues to move eastbound there. We've got additional very heavy thunderstorms going on at this hour in Cook County, and yet still in Montague County. There are folks here in Montague County that have already seen over a half a foot of rain. We've probably seen a good 3-4 inches in portions of Cook County.
There you go.
Look at that.
Yeah.
There's the swath. From Bowie up towards Nacona, we're talking 4, 5, 6 inches of rain that's already fallen. And we've got more heavy rain that is going to be moving in from the west and southwest here in the next couple of hours. So it's a very bad flooding situation right now in Montague County that is likely going to get even worse as additional storms move in here from the west and southwest. And yet we are very, very quiet still across all the Metroplex at this hour. And by the way, once again, some travel notes here, advisories. A lot of people Easter tomorrow want to be maybe heading north up in Oklahoma. Not safe. We've got severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado warnings, flash flood warnings in effect across much of south central Oklahoma as well. So heading up I-35, heading up 75, not a good idea because you're going to run into some really, really rough weather in these locations as well. So let's go back to that Decatur, Wise County storm, and we'll bring the rotation back up again, see if we can pinpoint so you can clearly see the hail core there. So it's northeast of Paradise. And Allie or Dylan, who's ever running the Allie,
I got you.
Let's put that into motion here. See if we can pick up the circulation itself here. We know that it's southwest of Decatur. So right here, there could be a developing tornado here. Certainly a lot of wind that is now more than likely blowing into the Decatur area from this storm. But we also have some rotation here. So that's why the tornado warning was reissued. And so you folks in Decatur are also under that tornado warning. We want you to be in your tornado safe shelter at this point in time. Let's go ahead and we'll also bring into view the other storm that's a little farther to our west and southwest. You know, there it is here, located near the small town of Adel, I believe, or Adel. here in northern Parker County. There's our rotation couplet right there. So it's now on the north side of there, and it's moving up into extreme northern Parker County, should pass very close to Poolville here. So we could have another, this is either a tornado in progress or it's a developing tornado. Tornado warning is in effect, and this is moving northeastward here in the general direction of Poolville.
Yeah, and the National Weather Service is going to reissue a tornado warning here for this storm, Dan. Also, a new flash flood warning is coming for northern Cook and northern Grayson counties due to the ongoing heavy rain there. Storm chaser Aaron Essman is actually heading to Poolville in northern Parker County, so he will have a really good handle on this rotating storm with the new warning that's coming out here in just a minute.
Okay, so we're going to continue to watch these very closely. Let's put the general reflectivity back up there just for a second. And you can clearly see these two very dangerous storms, one in Wise County here, and then the one in Parker County, northern Parker County, that is going to be moving into southwestern Wise County. And as Allie just said, they're going to issue a new tornado warning from this storm here that will cover southwestern portions of Wise County. They'll likely include the Runaway Bay area, I would imagine, and points south of there with this new warning. A lot of hail falling with this storm, tremendous amount of cloud-to-ground lightning. In many cases, this lightning is impacting areas where there is no rain falling at all. And I know we're creatures of habit. It's a Saturday night. You may want to go out and investigate for yourself. Yeah, it's not raining where you are, but look, there's a tremendous amount of lightning that may be occurring without one drop of rain falling. There's our additional severe storms farther west, just to the west of Jacksboro right now, about ready to bring some potentially damaging winds into western Jack County, west of Jacksboro here. By the way, these are torrential downpours here. We're easily talking about 2-inch per hour rainfall rates with these storms. And then, of course, we've got this one here near Decatur that we continue to keep a close eye on as well. So the rotation, it's getting a little muddied. You know, it's a little hard for us to tell. We can put that rotation back up, if you would, Allie, and try to make out where this thing is right now. It's just to the southwest of Decatur. It was near the Paradise area. A lot of times it's easier for us to, really hard to say, but if there is a tornado in progress right now, it is likely between Paradise and Decatur here, just south of Highway 380. I'm sort of making out a little bit of a rotation couplet there. It doesn't look like what's called gate-to-gate shear, meaning red, green touching each other, so to speak, but it's definitely evident there, and that rotation is, moving up very close to Highway 380 now, just to the west and southwest of Decatur. And there's our second area of rotation here in far northwestern Parker County, and this is getting ready to push into southwestern Wise County.
So the new warning just issued. The Wise County rotation west of Decatur, still kind of iffy. We've been watching these all night long, Dan. They just keep going back and forth, and regardless whether or not we see this rotation weakening in a matter of minutes, we've seen them spin back up. So we're going to keep these tornado warnings. National Weather Service wants to keep them going. And I'd say even if they eventually expire, until these rotating storms are out of North Texas and into Oklahoma, I still think they're capable of producing tornadoes. We've seen this ongoing cycling and just the rotation kind of moving in different parts of the storms here all night long with so many of these supercells. So at this point, while some areas of rotation aren't looking as impressive, we still think there is a tornado threat here. The one thing that's going to help us out as these are lifting into this cooler air, that could really help them weaken. So fingers crossed we continue to see that. I'm just still weary of it because of how things have been going all night long. But the cooler air may be able to help this out as these push up back into Montague and Cook counties that have just had way too much going on all night long tonight.
Yeah, and that's what tends to happen, as Allie said. We've had this stalled out frontal boundary across the area. Eventually, this front is going to move to the east as a cold front and undercut these storms. And when it does that, then you really diminish the tornado threat, and it becomes more of a wind and smaller hail threat. That transition is going to take place gradually here over the next couple or few hours. But as Ali mentioned, as long as we still have these individual rotating storms, they are going to be capable of producing a tornado. And many times this is happening very, very quickly. We look at one radar scan and you may not denote too much rotation, and then literally the very next radar scan, and all of a sudden the rotation has ramped up very, very quickly. So we are watching one area of rotation here. It's crossing over Highway 380 right now. It looks like it's broadened out a little bit, but nevertheless, it's still evident there on radar just west and northwest of Decatur. So this potentially still could be a developing tornado, possibly a tornado that is moving to the northeast. It is extremely difficult for us to confirm this, being that we've also got a tremendous amount of heavy rain that has wrapped around this circulation itself. Another area of rotation is getting ready. Yeah, it's very hard to see as well. It's located, we believe, just to the west of Poolville here, and it's moving from northern Parker County on into southwestern Wise County. So two areas that we're going to continue to watch very closely. We want you to assume if you live in both of these areas, northern Parker County and much of Wise County, from the Decatur area on northward towards Alvord and up north of there towards the Monte County line. Those two areas, we want you to be in your tornado safe shelter, away from exterior walls or windows, in a bathroom, closet, maybe a pantry, whatever is the best interior room to put yourself in to protect yourself.
Dan, you notice they canceled that warning even though we're still seeing some rotation near Decatur. I would say if you're in Decatur or northern Wise County, still be in your tornado safe location. This is still producing damaging winds and large hail potential, even though it may be getting undercut by that cold front. I'm weary, as I mentioned before, of thinking all is good right now.
Yeah, let's go ahead, if you would, just real briefly. Ali will expand the view just to give people at home a look at all of North Texas, and you can see kind of what's happening here. Notice you can see round two coming into focus here. So we've got a line of storms that stretches now from southeast of Wichita Falls through the Graham area all the way back on the east side of Abilene. This is the second round that is likely going to come through North Texas overnight tonight. That one is primarily going to bring a potential of very strong gusty winds and smaller hail. And the tornado threat, while it will be there, will be lower than the storms that are out ahead of it right now. So the tornado threat will go down with that line of storms, but there certainly will be a threat of some very strong gusty winds and at least some hail when that line comes through the area overnight tonight. But we're going to continue to watch these storms that stretch now basically from far northern Parker County through Wise County on into Cook County. These are also, as Ali said, they're moving kind of on the north side of the front into the cooler air. So when that happens, the tornado threat tends to go down a bit. So the tornado warning that was in effect for the Decatur area and for northern Wise County has been discontinued. It's now been replaced by a severe thunderstorm warning. This one, though, still continues. This is now our only tornado warning at this hour in North Texas. And you can see the storm itself has pretty much now moved out of Parker County and into extreme southwestern Wise County here. That is large hail falling where you're seeing the purple colors. It's probably at least golf ball sized hail that's falling, denoted by those colors there. Tremendous amount of heavy rain, cloud to ground lightning. This storm continues to lift north. Let's put the rotation back up. Try to see if we can make out any type of a rotation couplet there. It's really, yeah, I don't see anything that sticks out for sure. If there is some rotation, it's located right here, kind of right on the Parker County, Wise County line. I don't believe, just going by the radar signature here, this doesn't look like a tornado signature to me at this point in time. That said, we still want you to be assuming that we have a tornado developing here in extreme southwestern Wise County and far northwestern Parker County that's moving off to the northeast.
Yeah, and we're looking several thousand feet into that storm, Dan. So it's just really tough when we're this far from the radar site. I will let you know, Storm Prediction Center chatting with the National Weather Service, there will be a new tornado watch for parts of the area. So as soon as we get that information, we will pass it along as well. Even though we both believe as the night goes on, this will be more of a wind threat and hail threat, you still can't rule out a brief spin up when we have those leading edges, those bowing segments of thunderstorms. So we'll keep an eye on that, waiting for this new tornado watch. And at this point, the lone tornado warning and several thunderstorm and flash flood warnings in effect still.
Yeah, and one thing to point out, too, is that we've not seen any storms here in the Metroplex at all. So the air mass here across the greater Dallas-Fort Worth area has not been tapped at all yet. It's still very warm, at least for this hour of the night. It's very humid. We've got very strong at times southeast winds that are blowing. So as these storms approach the Metroplex later on tonight, certainly the potential is there that we could see at least a low-end tornado threat, high winds, and some hail as well. And if we see any additional development of an isolated storm or two ahead of these, that's something that we'll have to really pay close attention to as well. But most of what we're seeing now is just wind and rain with some embedded hail. Flooding is no doubt going on right now in parts of Cook County and Montague County, perhaps now even into Wise County. And you can see more heavy rain coming in from the west as well. And this tornado warning, this is the only tornado warning, again, that continues at this hour for far northern Parker County and for southern Wise County. That rotation, not very impressive right now, but it's still there. And so we still could see a potential tornado spin up here, especially in southern Wise County, well southwest of the Decatur area. As we look farther to the west and southwest, you know, there are additional storms that are moving eastbound now. Just west of Breckenridge, there's a big hail-producing storm down around the Coleman area. So, you know, these areas down to our southwest as well could be under the gun for additional severe weather here as these storms move east over the next 1 to 2 hours. So we've got the one tornado watch that's in effect right now. And as Ali said, we're likely going to see another watch issued that's going to extend past midnight because the current tornado watch expires at midnight. So they're going to be very close to making a decision here, probably in the next 10 to 15 minutes, about what they want to do in terms of a new watch and which counties are going to be included in that new watch. You guys seeing anything new in the chat there?
National Weather Service thinks they'll likely be canceling this warning going out of Parker and into Wise County here, just with the same thinking as the cell that was just north of it. It's running into that cooler air, not looking as impressive. So we'll wait and see if they wind up canceling that tornado warning. And we're still waiting for that new watch that'll be issued. As you mentioned, Dan, we'll see how many counties are added into it. There are so many areas like DFW that haven't seen much throughout the day, that haven't been worked over. So I would not be surprised if these storms out west hold their own and are still pretty strong as they move to the I-35 corridor late tonight.
Yeah, I also want to point out, look up there in Durant.
Yeah.
So Choctaw Casino, there may be some people here that went there from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. They are now under a tornado warning. That is a tornado warning up there. Very dangerous there. Hopefully the people that are there, the patrons are in the safe designated shelter at Choctaw. So this is it's a holiday weekend. A lot of people may be traveling, maybe have taken advantage of Saturday evening out, heading up there. These are the same storms that rolled through the Ardmore area earlier with tornado warnings, and now those tornado warnings in effect for the Durant area. But we are still going to be under the gun here for severe weather. I think for the next several hours, this is going to be an overnight event for us here in North Texas. And as Ali mentioned, and as I said earlier, here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, we've not seen anything. So this is an untapped air mass here with plenty of energy to tap into. And so we could see additional warnings, be it severe thunderstorm warnings, possibly more tornado warnings happen as we head past midnight tonight. But you can see what's taking shape here to our west is pretty much now just a line, a solid line of strong to severe thunderstorms that stretches from just southeast of Wichita Falls and Jacksboro back down to the Albany area and into the Abilene vicinity as well. The lone tornado warning, at least for North Texas right now, once again, is in southern Wise County. We've not had any reports, which I think is good news, from our chat session, from law enforcement, from emergency managers, from storm chasers, at least in the last 10, 15 minutes, that have spotted a tornado. So that's good news. I don't think we have one in progress right now. That the area of rotation has weakened considerably from about 10, 15 minutes ago, but we continue to keep a very close, watchful eye on that storm here as it moves northward through Wise County. Some hail falling in northern Wise County east of Alvord right now. It's likely not the large hail we were seeing earlier, but certainly we could see up to $50 in ping pong size hail with that there in far northern Wise County. Very heavy rain now falling as well in Jacksboro yet again. You folks are under a flash flood warning, and here comes more torrential rain moving in from the west and southwest. So these areas are sopping wet. The ground is like a wet sponge. It will not hold any more water. And so all this heavy rain now that's coming down is going to be all runoff. And so this is a very dangerous time of the night to be traveling with water on the roadways. Dylan was mentioning earlier tonight that we've had several high water rescues here in Montague County. I would not be surprised if we see many more high water rescues over the next few hours. For anybody that's traveling on the roadway right now, travel not advised at all because of all the flooded roadways, and you cannot judge how deep the water is at this hour of the night. It's impossible to tell whether it's 6 inches or 2 or 3 feet of swift moving water across the area. And all this is going to be heading towards waterlogged areas here of Montague County and Cook County and Jack County and Wise County over the next few hours here.
So, Dan, the Storm Prediction Center and the National Weather Service feel there's enough of a tornado threat overnight with the main line as well that they're going to extend eastward a new tornado watch through 7 a.m. And it's likely to include parts of the Metroplex, including Dallas, Tarrant, Denton, Collin, and Johnson counties. They're not necessarily as confident with the tornado threat as it moves east into the Metroplex, but just to be on the safe side, it will be a tornado watch that's going to get issued, and we'll continue to, we're just waiting for them to officially issue that watch, and we'll have the graphic up, but it should be coming here momentarily. And just now, out of the Weather Service, they did cancel that tornado warning that was in Wise County. So currently, we have severe thunderstorm and flash flood warnings only in North Texas.
Yeah, and so how this will be overnight tonight, as we've said, and we'll again repeat this, yes, there's going to be a tornado watch in effect. The wind and hail threat, though, will still be the two primary threats. Those will be our higher level severe weather concerns, damaging wind gusts and hail over the size of quarters, maybe up to golf ball size. There will still be a tornado threat. It's just going to be a lower end threat than the wind and hail, especially since, once again, this area, the Dallas-Fort Worth area in particular, and points to our south and east, we've not seen any thunderstorm activity at all today. So we've not been stabilized. So there's still a lot of energy to tap into here. Winds blowing at a very good clip out of the southeast, feeding moisture into these storms. And so that's why we're going to see this severe weather threat continue through the overnight into 7 a.m. Easter Sunday morning. And we'll get the outline of that new watch here probably in the next 5 minutes or so. And as soon as we do, we'll let you know. But as Ali said, in all likelihood, the Dallas-Fort Worth area will be under a new tornado watch that will go in effect until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Here's the good news. There are no tornado warnings in effect right now, and this is literally the first time we can say that. With the exception of a few minutes here and there, it's really the first time in several hours. We've been under the gun now, it seems, for quite some time with these tornado warnings. But strong to severe storms extend now from Gainesville all the way back to the west through Jack County, into Young County, and down into the Breckenridge area. What I'm most concerned about over the next hour or two, notice this very heavy line, torrential downpours here, Jack County, and west of Montague County. Now, this heavy rain is moving east and is going to be moving into very waterlogged areas, in particular into Montague County and then into Cook County. And look at the rainfall totals there. Where you're seeing those purple colors, that's in excess of 6 inches of rain, probably 7 inches in some spots that's fallen. There you go, 7.5 inches there near Nocona. Same story around Bowie, at least 5 inches down into Jacksboro, over 1/2 foot there in northern Young County. So these areas are like a wet sponge right now and simply will not be able to soak up any more rain. And so all of it that falls is going to be all runoff. And so that's going to create a very dangerous flash flood situation, literally that's going to persist for the next several hours in these areas that have already been inundated with very, very heavy rain. We still have tornado warnings to our north up in effect there for southern Oklahoma. Just want to point that out one more time, including Durant, Choctaw Casino there, under a tornado warning as we speak right now.
That's the original cell too, Dan.
Yeah, that storm has been a long-lived supercell, and it's capable of producing a tornado right now, and it's basically getting ready to move right through Durant as we speak. So being that it's a weekend, it's a Saturday night, and we know that probably 90% of the patrons that go to Choctaw are from North Texas. Just want to point that out, that they are now under a tornado warning as we speak. Let's slide down to the south again into North Texas here. Severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for Wise County. That's the yellow outline. So severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for much of Wise County, much of Montague County, and to southwestern Cook County. That's where we're likely going to see damaging winds in excess of 60 miles an hour. And what the hail size are they putting this at, Dylan? Is it ping pong size? Have they delineated that as well? If you do a query inside this box, it'll bring up the hail size with that. Now, that'll be in the other quarter size. Okay, so quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. We've also got additional very heavy thunderstorms. Look at the torrential rain now falling back west into Jack County as well. Hail too, there's some embedded hail there, but this is easily 2-inch-per-hour rainfall rates falling over very saturated. So notice the wind here too. This is some strong wind that is likely being shown by Doppler radar, some straight line winds, probably up to 60 miles an hour that are blowing eastward too as this line of storms moves east through Jack County right now. Let's expand the view here one more time and kind of give you the big view. This line, these are non-sub-severe storms here, so they're below severe levels. As you head back into Young County and the Breckenridge area, these areas are in the cooler, more stable air. So this activity is weaker. But as you head farther east, in particular, into the Dallas-Fort Worth area and points south and east, we are still largely untapped. And so these storms, as they head eastbound, are likely going to maintain their intensity as they affect the Metroplex. And that's likely not going to be until well after midnight tonight. So we're going to see a severe weather threat, an overnight severe weather threat here in North Texas that will persist into early Easter Sunday morning. Now, that said, this won't be a high-end tornado threat. Not as high-end as some of the storms that we've been monitoring now for the last 4-5 hours, these big supercells. Instead of seeing these big supercells, we're going to see mainly a solid line of storms that could potentially produce brief spin-up tornadoes. So wind and hail will be the two primary threats overnight, with a lower-end tornado threat. And we're bringing up there that was north of Weatherford, looking at what appears to be that large tornado earlier this evening. That is a scary, scary photo there. Erica Rogers sharing that photo with us, what looks like a big wedge that was on the ground there. Now, we believe that as that tornado crossed over either Interstate 20 or 180, that it lifted and dissipated. And so somewhere in this right here.
That is scary.
Yeah, there's where we believe that the tornado was. And it looks like a very large tornado. That's the one that we were tracking earlier. Erica Rogers, our thanks to her. Wonder if we're getting any reports of any damage at all. Now, fortunately, it does look like it passed off to the west of Weatherford in a less populated area, rather than through the city of Weatherford itself. By the way, if we do have that video from the earlier tornado, I'd love to re-cue that and show that at some point as well. But severe thunderstorm warnings in yellow, flash flood warnings in green, all to our north and northwest at this hour. But we are going to be under a new tornado watch that's going to be issued for more of North Texas, and that watch is it the new watch there that's going until I don't see.
Not yet, but
Not yet.
I just wanted to let you know too, Blake has also let us know that at least in Weatherford proper, no damage reported there. So fortunately, that monster tornado missed Weatherford proper. So some good news there, Dan.
Yeah, it did look like as we were tracking it earlier this evening that it was passing west of the city. Michael Beard said that as it was crossing over Interstate 20, that's when it lifted. So that's certainly good news there. And many of these apparent tornadoes that we've seen, and of course, we'll have to wait for the National Weather Service to go out, survey damage to confirm them 100%. They were over mainly rural areas, lower populated areas, which is good news. So hopefully that kept damage to outsheds, to lesser buildings, trees, things of that nature, instead of large subdivisions, which would have been the case, for instance, had that tornado moved farther east into the city of Weatherford itself. But we do have this one storm that we're continuing to watch there in Decatur, weak rotation associated with it, but nothing that would given the fact that we still have some fairly impressive low-level winds, some low-level wind shear, it is certainly going to be possible that we see a spin-up tornado, or maybe a few spin-up tornadoes along that line as it moves through. These right now are not presenting any tornado threat. The storms that stretch from Gainesville through Wise County, Montague County, Jack County, Young County, back towards the Breckenridge area. Flooding is the biggest concern by far with these storms here, as they are moving over very saturated ground. In some cases, we've seen over 7 inches of rain that's fallen in portions of Montague County into Cook County as well, and also neighboring northern Wise County and Jack County. So anywhere you're seeing these purple colors here, that's at least 6 inches of rain that's fallen. And many times, Doppler radar, this is just an estimate, keep in mind. There could be localized higher amounts than that fell, and yet hardly anything at all here in Dallas and Tarrant and Collin counties, and nothing at all so far to our east and southeast over the last 24 hours. All of us, though, are going to see eventually, I think, that line of storms move through overnight into early tomorrow morning. So we put the radar back up once again. In fact, let's go ahead, if you would, Dylan, put the tornado watch back up one more time. Just want to show all the counties that'll be under that tornado watch until 7 o'clock in the morning. So right now, this tornado watch will not include our eastern and our southeastern counties. It will include all of the Metroplex, Johnson County, Bosque County, and points to the west. Again, this is a new tornado watch that replaces the old tornado watch, and this one will continue until 7 o'clock in the morning. Farther west in yellow, that is our severe thunderstorm watch. Okay, put the radar back up, Dylan, if you would.
Yes, sir.
And we'll show there are no tornado warnings in effect right now. No tornado warnings.
Thanks,
severe
goodness.
thunderstorm warning for Wise County, into Montague County, southwestern Cook County, and flash flood warnings in green there, Jack County, into Montague County, and also Cook County as well. Those are tornado warnings up to the north in southern Oklahoma, up around the Durant area. Okay. So, you know, folks at home, we are going to take a little break. We've been on the air for an extended period of time. We're going to take a little break right now, given that there are no tornado warnings in effect at this hour. We will jump back on the air, though, if there are more tornado warnings issued, and we'll likely continue at a later time some additional on-air coverage. But for now, we're going to take a little break from our extended severe weather coverage. My sincere thanks to everybody in the control room, our storm chasers out there, Dylan, Allie. Thank you guys so much for your hard work. Everybody in the newsroom, producers, everybody that's been helping out, getting us video, trying to get us photos of things that have gone on this evening. So for now, we're going to take a little break, but stay with Fox. We'll continue to keep you forewarned.